Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's hobby live stream. I am Angela, and today we're going to continue working on this pile of sprues of all of these new Tyranids that I have to paint. My goodness. Let me know. Oh, that looks kind of loud. Hold on. Let me know if that is better music-wise. I felt like it was looking kind of loud for you, and I was mildly concerned. So do let me know how that sounds, because my gosh, the chanting. They are quite emphatic.
Yeah, it was quite loud. But...
Was it? Okay.
That's way too loud. Let's
Okay, cool. Because it was up even further than that, and I just lowered it.
Yeah, we want that to be like...
closer to the 30 range? Okay,
yeah.
That's what I thought, and I was like, I don't know why it was so loud previously. Good morning, Chipster, and Omar, and Nick, and Captain Discord, and the Part Works comic reader. Hello to everybody who's hanging out in chat, and the Dream Builder. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you. Thank you for fixing
try
that.
to get between the 30 and the 35.
Understood, okay. Before we begin on my Tyranids, let's us take a look at some of the Space Marines that the Chaos Cultist has begun painting. Well, these ones are actually finished painting. Look at him. Look at how cool our librarian looks. I am really happy. I think this was a nice touch with the white.
Yes.
He looks so good. I'm very, very pleased. So that's that boy, and then we also have...
Yeah, the Terminator squad is complete.
Yes, the Terminator squad's complete, and I really, really like how these guys turned out. You're suddenly full of fervor for the Emperor. Well, that makes sense. We are here... Well, okay, actually, we need to tone back the fervor for the Emperor, guys, because we're here for the hive. We need to consume biomass and create new Nids with it. And that's what we're here to work on today. I like the Golden Axe as well. I think it's really cool. Hello, Andy! Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Alright, so the objective here today is to try to continue working on enough things to actually fill out a Tyranid combat patrol. Because I want to be able to get to playing this with the Chaos Cultist, even if my models aren't fully painted like his will be, because he is just... he's faster at this than I am and sometimes has more time than I do. What with all that free time he has.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. I had to sit in front of a camera and talk about board game news for 20 minutes yesterday, while I had to actually make the thumbnail and edit the video and get it uploaded. But you had to sit there and watch some game trailers and talk about fucking, like, Monty Python.
Well, okay, but I also had to do that blah 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 thing in the morning that I can't talk about yet. And that was like 3 hours, so...
I know you had to go do the redacted by order of the Inquisition. So, that doesn't count because we can't talk about it.
But I still did it, and it took up time. And gosh darn it...
You would feel better about it if you had redacted by the Inquisition. And if you had actually remembered to pull the redacted by the Inquisition out of your redacted by the Inquisition. And that way, those 24 puppies would still be alive.
I like cats more anyways. I'm sure that was very confusing for everybody. Oh my gosh. Chipster, you said last time that I was on stream... Seth, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. Angela, on something you said last stream, use your airbrush. I got mine on Xmas and loved it. The Dread Knight is being done purely in airbrush. You know what? That is awesome, and I plan on trying to use my airbrush the more that I get into scale modeling, because I feel like it's just going to end up being probably very easy to get at least base coats done and all my priming done with the airbrush. So I'm hoping to actually bust that thing back out and start using it again, because I've used the one that I have very, very briefly, but even after that first use, it still intimidates the heck out of me, and I just need to buckle down and actually start using it. What I also need to buckle down and do is start actually building some of these models. Now, I specifically, like I said, I want to build the ones that are for the combat patrol. So I think in that case, I'm going to go ahead and build our wing boy here because he is definitely part of that. He is on one of these solo sprues, so let me just find that. Yep, we're going to work on the Tyranid Prime. That is exactly... There he is. There you are, friend. That is the big boy we're working on today. I'm sure we'll actually probably start working on some more things after this, but I at least want to get him started because he is definitely part of the combat patrol. And that's what we're going to do. I want to get that combat patrol built up. See, I need a 2, 4, and 3 to begin with. I started immediately clipping out not those. But, you know, it's fine. Oh, that's his head. Nice. You know, I actually don't think I had looked fully at his, like, what his face looked like. And I didn't realize he had a giant blade. Like, it doesn't even look like a horn. It literally just looks like a gun's blade grew out of his head, which is probably thematically appropriate for Tyranids, considering the way that they're created. And they just kind of absorb elements of other things that they've consumed. What do you think he had to consume for that? Do you think it was Space Marines that he consumed for that blade head? Or do you think it was, like, Eldar or something? Maybe Drukhari? Wings on the top and talons in the middle is easy to swap if you snip the posts. What? I don't quite understand that part works. So I do think I've at least narrowed it further down. I was talking with Chaos Cultist about this yesterday, actually, about what exactly I wanted to do. And I think what I've decided is I'm still going to go with a very strong purple-pink color scheme. But I think instead of blue, I know I said I was avoiding green. But Chaos Cultist convinced me that some green would be cool. And it was partially inspired a little bit by what we've done here on this guy, which is one of my Space Hulk ones. We looked at this last time. But you see how I have this, like, really bright lime green? I'm going to do something like that. Why aren't you focusing? Machine Spear. Oh, it's because it's this.
Text. It always focuses
on
the text.
There we go. So I think because of, like, I really like this bright green, and Chaos Cultist was like, why not do a bright green on the fleshy bits, and then on the carapace do the pink and purple? And I'm like, you know, that would be very cool and give me a very toxic look. And so I think that might be what I end up doing.
First squad of these boys are done, except for the grass tufting.
Nice. I'm just gonna cover that. Maybe. Focus.
Focus.
It's trying to. There we go.
Pull back a bit. Yay.
It's just because it still sees the numbers.
It does.
Background.
You can do it.
We believe.
I believe in you, machine spirit, please. The Necrons.
Where is it focusing?
I don't know.
Oh. There we go.
Okay, so I just need to bring it up. There. Oh, no, you moved your hand. Fuck it. Well, he's beautiful. You guys can kind of see him.
Sorry.
It's okay. Thank you, guys. I think what part works means is you can snip the posts and swap where the arms and wings go. Oh, okay. I think I understand. I do like the classic Necron look like that, Markarion, where you've got the silver tide with all the green and the black and the silver. Very, very nice look. I think that would be actually very cool on Tyranids, but I wanted something really colorful. Like super, super colorful. Oh, I haven't. You're right. I have not oiled up my camera. How could I have forgotten to... Oh, you know, I also did not bring in the proper incense today and say the proper chants. I really should be more mindful of, you know, doing that before I go streaming so that the machine spirit will actually work for me. Okay, hold on. I need to open my booklet back up now that we're not looking at detailed things anymore. And we can get back to work. So I was in the middle of clipping out number 4. That's what we were working on. Here we go. It's gonna be really cool when I finally actually can start getting paint on these. Hello, Go For a Painting. Welcome to the stream. Are there special rules in the Leviathan box? Andy, there are not any special rules in the Leviathan box. You just get the core rulebook, and you can play it directly from that, although you might want to check out the errata. But if you're just looking to get it because you want the plastic miniatures, and less because you're actually interested in playing, I still think it's probably worth grabbing the box if you can find it available. Generally, in my experience, Games Workshop's sets like this, even when they come with paper products in them, like the books, are pretty worthwhile because when they piece them out, when they separate the box out and then start selling the models individually, they always end up getting way more expensive. Like the value to what you're buying is just goes down. But in regards to like any special rules or anything, no. They've got you've got a quick start guide in the book, or in the box. You've got your pack of cards, which gives you a bunch of mission deployments and your secondary objectives and primary objectives that are specific to attacker and defender, and then all of the sprues, obviously, that you need to build the models. No, Thousand Suns are great for that reason. I like that color scheme as well, Mercarion. It's a very, very good color scheme. I've never painted Thousand Suns. I do have an Ahriman miniature, although I have had to re-glue multiple times that tuft of cloud that's coming off of him from his casting, and because I've broken it just a lot, and so I'm really tempted to... I don't know how good in shape basically it is because of that. I am actually really liking the push-to-fit models. I am not a big opposer to that style of model building, as long as competence went into the development of them. Obviously, there can be some really frustrating ones, and I think even GW has suffered from this in the past, where they have just put together some very poorly thought-out push-to-fit models, where they don't actually go together super well. But in my experience so far with these guys, the gaps are either not really there or definitely fixable with just a little bit of glue in the center and then just holding them together, and then they pretty much seal up. So not a lot of complaints for me in regards to the push to fit this time. Just grabbing a little drink of soda. All right, let's get cleaning up his face so we can start putting this boy together. I think my biggest, concern with the push-to-fit sometimes is me accidentally clipping off portions that I need to push into things. Because there are occasionally times where I'm not looking at the sprue, I guess, well enough, or it just reads incorrectly to me. And I've definitely clipped off some of the pins before. But other than that, and that's not even really that big of a deal, because generally you can just glue when there's a flat section that still touches, and so you can just glue it down. But that's the one concern, at least with Games Workshop's push to fit, that I have. I do need to make some purity seals for my Omnissiah blessings. I need to get an incense thing so I can bring that in. That's how we'll start the streams going forward. We're just gonna be all right, everybody chant. We'll throw on some Mechanicus soundtrack, and we'll just all pray to the machine spirit that the camera focuses for once. Oh yeah, I do fall back on gluing if I accidentally clip off the tabs. Although there was one time, I don't remember what it was I was building. I can't remember. I don't know if it was a Games Workshop product, or not, or if it was something else. But I definitely clipped one tab off, and the way that it connected was sort of awkward, and it ended up leaving a weird gap because I didn't get it lined up properly because of that. Just focusing for a second. Want to be a little delicate on this sharp edge so I don't peel off too much. but it does have a little bit of the sprue sitting there. Alright, so the first thing that needs to happen is this is gonna end up like that. Okay, cool. Let's get our glue out. Actually, I am going to briefly close the door to my office so that I can open the window and not drain my AC completely, so that I can have some ventilation while I'm using this glue, because it is a little bit stinky. Alright, got the window open. Proper ventilation is important. Do not poison yourselves with toxic fumes, please, everybody, when using hobby tools. Be safe, be mindful. All right. There we go. Nice. Make sure not to break his tongue as I'm pressing down. And then we need this piece. What do you want me to do? Where do you want me to stick this? I believe it goes like that. I think that looks correct. Yes. Okay, I don't think that needs glue. That went in pretty successfully, and I'm not going to worry about it. Ooh, I actually have not, outside of the brief look through that we did together on stream when I unboxed the Leviathan, I actually have not gone back to look at the rulebook since then, especially not the lore section. I will have to check that out, Captain Discord, because that sounds really cool. A Norn emissary, huh? I wonder what it's gonna, like, I wonder how large it's gonna ultimately end up being. Like, do you think it's gonna end up being as big or larger than, like, this boy? Also, this is so dark. Hold on. I guess I shouldn't have the light. There. Is that kind of better? I feel like he was looking very dark. I'm also going to see if I can... that. Okay, there we go. I feel like now you can see the gray plastic a bit better. So do you think it's going to end up being bigger than this? The Neuro Tyrant? Alright, well that's what I'm working on. Or no, I'm working on the Tyranid Prime. So is the Neuro... Which Neuro thing are you talking about? Is it the Neuro Tyrant that was problematic for you? Or was it the... Neuro Gaunts? Probably not the Screamer Killers. They look pretty easy to build, actually. I need to remember all of their names. I thought the Psychophage went together well. There was a couple of places where I felt like there were a little bit of gapping, but again, I fixed it with the glue pretty easily, so I wasn't super worried about that. Chipster, that's awesome! I hope you get it today. I mean, if not, I hope you get it tomorrow, but, like, regardless. The Neuro Tyrant? Okay, I will be mindful of when I'm building the Neuro Tyrant then. Thank you. But regardless of when you get it, I hope that you enjoy it, because it's such a good box. It's such a good box. I don't need to flip pages. I need to continue building. Alright, so we've got that in place. We're just going to set that there. We now need a 1, 5, 7, and 6. I think that's 6, yes. Oh, I didn't realize he had hooves. That's fun. I don't know why, but for some reason, the Tyranids in my mind are not hoofed creatures. They're more... Which is really silly, because they often have hooves. Don't gaunts have hooves? For some reason, I just view them more as having chicken feet for some reason. I don't know why. Why doesn't Games Workshop use chicken feet more often in some of their monster designs? I just realized how many of, like how many of the... I guess they kind of... Well, no, they're still more humanoid. Why don't they do that? Interesting. Hey, Otto! Not much. Hope you're doing well today. You got any fun plans? Also, Diggs, hello! Welcome, welcome, welcome! Hope you're doing well today. What am I looking for? A1. I'm looking for A1. I don't know why that was so hard for my brain to comprehend, but it was. Whoop. Oh, I just paid you. I will do it every time. I need a sensor. What I need to create is a sensor so that as soon as I start getting close with them, it'll like beep at me and then I'll hit it even harder because I'll startle myself. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have a sensor, because now that I'm thinking about it, I would just probably end up startling myself, and then actually either breaking the camera or hurting myself, because I'd jump, and I'd freak out. You know, the Lord of Change does. You're right. Tzeentch might be the only place that they really have that many chicken feet, because, like, he actually is bird creatures. And there are some things in Age of Sigmar that have chicken feet, but, like, I feel like it's an underutilized element of animal anatomy, often seen in monster design, that Games Workshop just doesn't use. And I kind of find that fascinating. I wonder if there's, like, if there was a choice made at some point as to why or something. Probably not. Like, that would seem like a silly thing. But, you don't know. Like, what the hell Games Workshop's designers and or the people writing the design bibles are thinking sometimes. Someone just might really dislike chickens and be like, no, we're never using chicken feet. Alright. We have 7, 6, and the other pieces that we need, so let's go ahead and clean these up and we'll keep moving forward. Oh, Diggs! Good luck with your job interview! You're gonna do great. Oh, Phil, you just finished building yours. Have you, like, so you've built everything, both the Marines and the Tyranids out of it? Have you started painting any of them? And if so, what color scheme? Note, I do not, like, if you're doing something custom, that's as exciting to me as if you were doing standard, like, classic GW determined color schemes. I love all of them. I think it's great. I just like seeing people work on their projects. Oh, you know what? You're right. They probably do. I bet, like, yeah, the Dryads probably do have some odd looking feel. I've never looked at into like the Wood Elves very much from old Warhammer Fantasy, but I could see that with some of the aesthetic designs just based off of like what the theming is there. Totally. Oh no, I'm so sorry that the weather's horrible for priming. I am so hyped for the old world as well. Did you guys see the announcement for the next online preview that's happening on July 1st? I will be having, if you missed my announcement about it in the news. Hello, sir.
I have Leviathan purple.
Leviathan purple.
I think that's the correct one.
Yes.
What's the lighter one?
Oh, you want the lighter one. Then you want Luxian.
Luxian.
Yes, Leviathan is the darker one.
No. awesome. Thank you.
Okay, you're very welcome. I am very excited. I have no idea what he's putting that purple on, but I'm hyped. Maybe it's a weapon. Maybe he's making a purple weapon. I don't know. Oh, Chipster, that sounds awesome. Oh, so to go back to what I was saying. So Games Workshop has announced on July 1st at 2 p.m. British Standard Time, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is for me, there's going to be a Warhammer preview, which is going to be featuring pretty much everything. Now that I think about it, I don't think Blood Bowl's featured on it, so that's a shame. But it's going to be featuring non-40k products. So it's going to be a lot of AOS, it's going to be a lot of Underworlds, but one of the key things that I was excited to see some news coming out about is more Old World announcements. I suspect this means that we're going to end up getting more, like, Tomb King and Bretonnian new models, which has me so pumped! I cannot wait to see them. But yeah, you guys should absolutely, if you can, join me on July 1st, starting at 5:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, whatever that is for you, regionally equivalent. Basically a half an hour before Games Workshop's live stream starts, I will be going live, we'll be chatting about what we're excited about, and then we will watch the live stream together, and I'm really, really excited. Ooh, purple purity seals on red armor would look really cool, actually. You're very, very right. I don't know why I'm spending so much time cleaning this. I think it's just that I really enjoy the feel of the sandpaper rubbing against this plastic and it gently getting rid of that little mark, but it's on the other side and we're probably never going to see it. So let's move on. Let's move on with our lives. Oh, Diggs, I'm so sorry that it's raining for you. That is such a bummer. All right, this one is going to need glue. Methinks. Yeah, I'm gonna want to put a little bit of glue there. I'm gonna need to get another one of these glues. Oh my god, I can go to the hobby store and do that. Yeah, that's my excuse. It's my excuse to go back and look at more models. Yeah. Because my glue is getting low. Is this pretty clean? It is actually. It's a little bit of stuff right there. Not too bad, and honestly it can end up looking like battle damage. Alright. So, this... Let's get a little bit of glue on these pieces. Alright, let's do this. Let's push this boy together. Am I doing it wrong? What is happening? It should definitely... There we go. Got it. Alright, that is aligned. It's not bad, not bad. Alright, let's get this side on. Because this is going to go, I think, like this. And it should snap together down here, but it does not want to, so what am I doing wrong? Do I just need to press more? I think I just need to press more. I know I'm talking to myself a little bit right now. I apologize. I'll be back with you guys in a second. It's just, it's being fiddly. I see what you mean. Okay. Alright, hold on. Hold on, hold on. Okay. We're gonna have to hold this boy closed. No, that's just not in there correctly, because the other side is fitting fine. So, one moment. I will... Dave Smith, thank you for subscribing to the channel. You are awesome. Welcome to Hobby Night. Excuse me while I freak out and try to get this guy apart. Please give me my pieces back. Please give them back to me. Please. Like, I am... That tongue. Why do you have to have your tongue sticking out? I don't want to break it, but I feel like that is really not sitting together correctly. And then when I push on it, the bottom doesn't sit together correctly, so... Fucking A. Give me this piece. Alright, I'm moving it off camera. I apologize. I mean, technically, you guys can kind of still see, but give it to me! Like, this is the side that I didn't glue is the side that's fucking stuck. Shoot. Come on. I don't want to damage anything. Please give it to me. I don't even know. Oh, there we go. Fucking hell. Okay. What is happening? Why are you not sitting correctly? I think I just have to glue this side on first. It is a nasty little gap that wants to try to have. Is it... I guess it's okay... I think it might be okay for him to have a little bit more of a gap on the front. I understand now. I don't remember who it was that said it. But oh my god, I understand what you mean by saying that he is a sassy prime. Ugh. I agree that this is mildly frustrating. Also, hello, Michael. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't know. I think you've been in here for a little while, but have you not? I just see everybody saying hi to you. You guys are all saying hi to each other, so I'm joining in. Hello, everybody. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna try gluing this thing again. That was super frustrating. Okay. Okay, here we go. This time, just gonna hold this one in place. We're not gonna put the other side on yet until this one's glued. Because that, at least to me, looks pretty darn good. What I'm going to briefly do is get a little bit more glue into that gap. Okay. I'm just gonna hold this in place for a minute, let it seal, and then we will figure out the rest of it. Hello, Hari. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, it is. This one is actually a little bit of a struggle. Mostly because this one gap at the top of his carapace doesn't feel like it quite fits into itself correctly. And then I feel like I get a giant gap down here. But I'm actually hoping I can squeeze that after this is dried. So I just need this to dry first. While we're doing that, actually, while that is drying, I don't think I need to press it anymore. It looks like it's kind of binding to itself, which is good. We're just going to set that off to the side, and I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup on these other pieces while we let that seal itself, and that way we can hopefully get everything situated. Gosh darn. Well, so up until this particular model, I thought the push-to-fits were actually going together quite well, but this one is a little bit more of a struggle. The Tyranid Prime. My day has been wonderful so far. Go for painting! Have a wonderful rest of your day! Oh gosh, I can only imagine. Some of those vampire models can be very fiddly. To be fair, I think there's like models in every faction that can end up being fiddly. Just look at the goddamn Dreadnought for the Space Marines where you have to build his toes individually. That's stupid. It's just so dumb. I don't know why GW did that. It's like, I don't understand their layout for their pieces sometimes at all. Another little hoof. All cleaned up. Did we actually clean? Yeah, we did. Okay, good. Good. Alright, legs are looking good. This piece I think I've already cleaned, but... No, actually I hadn't. Maybe this is partially why it wasn't... No, that shouldn't have affected it. I don't think that was actually in the way of what I was doing previously. I just think it's fussy. Okay. I think I'm just gonna deal with that. I think I'm just gonna like let that gap exist. Because I don't think it's actually incorrect. I think there's supposed to be a little bit of like plating, you know? Like it's supposed to look like that doesn't look too big. It looks like it's an intentional separation of the two plates. Right? Like, justify me, please, so that I don't have to fuck with this anymore. Oh god, I whacked the... Oh gosh, I can totally see how that would be a big pain in the ass. Like, if you had warping, that would suck. Alright, let's go ahead and seal the other side now. Alright, here we go. A little bit. More glue in that gap. press it in. Oh, that sounds cool. Back to Future DeLorean to assemble. I was rewatching my Tommy a Tank episode, and I realized that when I pointed out the Hot Wheels car, there was also, oh gosh, what was it now? I can't even remember what it was. There was another model that I saw above it that I hadn't noticed when I was filming that also looked really cool. And I was like, oh, that would be a cool car model to build up. And now I can't remember what it was. But it was in that scene where I showed the Hot Wheel off. You could heat up some of the sets, and that way you could, like, basically rework the plastic a little bit. You know, I've seen that same thing done with miniatures. When Reaper originally did their very first Bones Kickstarter, if you guys remember that, from, like, 20... God, I don't even remember when it was specifically, but it was a while ago. They talked about boiling the models in boiling water very briefly, and just to get them to basically reshape into the original position they were supposed to, and it actually worked pretty well. United Football's vlog, you have a question. Apparently, if you cut tiny bits of the pegs off, it helps the parts join up easier and you can get better fitting. Sometimes you can do that. It really depends on the pegs themselves. I have definitely had success in the past where I have trimmed some pegs down and I ended up getting a little bit of a better fit. But that doesn't always guarantee that you'll get a better fit. It can just help. Oh, I can only... Yeah, oh, the Star Trek models? Yeah, they looked really cool, didn't they? God, it is so much bigger of a gap on that side. Why? That's super frustrating. I don't know what like, it doesn't look like I did anything. I think it's just the fucking model. If I press it away from the other side, does that help? It honestly kind of does. Oh, fuck. But I don't want a gap there. This is a delicate operation. Alright, we're just gonna set them. I'm being too fussy about it. I am being way too fussy about it. I'm sorry to hear that you've had a frustrating day, Havman. Hopefully the stream will help you enjoy things. Oh no! Resin models sometimes are the worst with gaps. You're absolutely correct. Oh, that really sucks. Okay. I think... Yeah, I feel like I'm really have, like, a weird gap back here. It just frustrates me. I need to stop paying attention to it. It'll probably get filled in a smidge when I prime it, honestly, so... And I don't want to, like, put glue in there specifically, but I kind of want to. I kind of want to fuck with it more. Ah! Okay, I need to stop fucking with it in case I actually create a hole. I am going to do a little trick that I have seen done, where I'm going to get a little bit of plastic off of this sprue, shaved into very thin pieces. We're going to get our glue. We're going to gather some of them up and let them start melting. Because I saw a little hole. And I want a gap fill. And this can tend to work pretty well. So I'm gonna try it out. Alright? Wish me luck. Okay, I got the stuff on there now. The objective is to melt it in place. It's pretty much working, but I need to move things around a little bit. Get into place. There you go. Now we just need a little bit more glue to smooth everything over. Alright, I actually think I did it. Now I'm really gonna just let him sit over there. Hold on, I see one more tiny hole. Do I have a little bit more? Yes, I do. A little bit more of my little shavings. Let me wet them up real quick. Dry my hand before I touch the plastic. And melt it into place. And the nice thing is, I think for the most part, it's pretty not noticeable. You'd really have to be looking to tell that I did that. Perfect. Alright. It was a good fix. Yeah, there's lots of different ways to fill gaps. That's just one that I really like if they're very tiny. Like sometimes, I don't know how many of you guys have noticed this, and I filled it in, and I guess I should have shown you a little bit more, but I wanted to get it filled because it was irritating me. Sometimes when you're pressing things together, even with glue on both sides, you'll get like a little random bubble that'll open up in the seam, and that'll be like the one gap you end up having. And I have found that if you just, especially if you've got your sprues still on you, whether they've got miniatures on them or not, if you just, you know, shave off some on the edge, you can actually melt down the plastic with your plastic glue and create, like, essentially a goo. And you can just apply that and fill in the gap. Now, you got to be kind of delicate with this, and you can't over wet it because it'll just continue to melt and disintegrate the plastic over time. But if you do, like, a small amount like I just did, you can actually fill in those gaps pretty easily. And honestly, you can't really... I mean, I didn't show you before, but you can't really see the hole that was bothering me anymore. So I am pleased with that. Now that we have finished that, I'm going to try to just ignore that right there. And we're going to get him's legs into place, which I think go on... These are the bottom legs? Yes. So one goes there. Oh, so... See, that fits so nicely! I don't know why this one wasn't. I don't know if there's anything I could have done differently to get that better, but I feel like I cleaned it up as much as I could. And I'm worried if I trimmed the peg at all, it would not have connected to the other side, which would be the problem. I've never tried the baking soda method. But I have heard of that one. Yeah, sprue goo is exactly what it is. Hey Steve, welcome to the stream. You know, I think his right side is just kind of gappy. God, that's so irritating. Games Workshop, get your shit together. Alright, we've gotten that done. I need this sprue. I don't know why I have this sprue over here. That's in place. Did I actually glue this leg in? I knew I glued one of them. Did I? I glued the right leg in. Did I glue the left leg in? I did not. I should glue them a little bit. There we go. There we go. That's better. He can sit up! Waiting for his next... God, but when I do that, I can totally see that gap. Fuck me. Oh, bothers me so much. And I genuinely don't know if there's anything I can do. Because I could put pressure on it if I put glue in there, but I don't think it's going to hold. I don't think the bond is going to be nearly that strong. Grr! Rar, I say. Rar to your design, Games Workshop. I think I'm just being over dramatic about it because I've been staring at it since we started. Almost 50 minutes ago. Have I really been going? Wow. Because I've been talking. Because I've been gabbing with you guys. I like it too. I think it's just really fun. And I think it's a good way to like encourage other people also if they want to work on theirs or whatever project they may be wanting to do. I think it's a great way to encourage it. Seeing somebody else do activities at least encourages me to do activities. So I'm all down for it. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Hey, there you go. Gets you more use out of everybody if you'd magnetize them. So I can see that, Chipster. Alright, there's one wing, and let's get the other wing out. Because then we can just ditch the sprue entirely. See you later, sprue. We don't need you. Seriously, I need to put a sensor up there. Alright. That is a cleared sprue. Move these out of the way so we can confirm. There are no pieces. There are no pieces on that. No. I'm putting it in the trash. And then it's going to fall to my floor because it didn't actually make it into my trash. I'll pick that up later. Whoops. Alright, let's get these cleaned up. And then we'll get them glued into place. And I'll decide whether or not my new Tyranid Prime irritates the crap out of me because of that one tiny little gap, or if I will be fine. I'll probably be fine, ultimately. But gosh darn it. Right now, it's all I can think about. Oh yeah, if you wash your miniatures before you prime them, that definitely can help the primer adhere. Because you're washing off, especially if you have like certain types of miniatures, because of the way that they're made, will end up with a like the chemically film on them that can help prevent paint from actually sticking to them. So yeah, washing them is always good, especially resin. Always wash your resin miniatures. Also, I think, Red Sampler, welcome. I don't know if I've said hello to you yet, but I do see that you're talking in stream. So thank you for that. As well as Overload 0815. I don't believe I have said hello to you yet, sir. So, or madam, I don't actually know. I can't tell with your name sometimes. Sometimes I can't tell who you people are, but I still like you, all of you. You're wonderful. You asked, Overload, what I use for gap filler. So I have used green stuff before. I've also used Milliput. I've also made sprue goo. I don't know why that was suddenly so difficult for me to say, but it was. So it really just kind of depends on my need. I don't gap fill that often because I don't find that I have too many models that have like extreme gaps. Most of the time, if I'm using like Milliput or I almost said Zap-A-Gap, but that's a glue. Green stuff or those kinds of putties, that's because I'm doing actual sculpting or like kit bashing rather than excellent. Well, now I know. Thank you, Overload. I will use it sometimes, but not often. I really, really like to use green stuff and Milliput when I'm sculpting predominantly. For gap filling, I usually just use some nice plastic glue and press things together, and if that doesn't work, then I will sometimes sprue goo it, which is what I just did, actually, on a little gap that I had on top of my Tyranid here. He had this, like, tiny little hole that was forming, which sometimes just happens to me. I don't know what causes it, but it just happens, and the sprue goo just filled it right up. It's great. Diggs, welcome back! I do. I recycle the plastic. Sorry, I said I threw it in the garbage. I've just put it into like a recycle bin off to the side because all of the stuff that I throw away in this room is recyclable. So it just all goes in there. But don't worry, it's being recycled. It's being recycled. Right, I think this wing is not tidy at all. I lied.
I have finished painting the first Necron Tyranid.
What?
I have finished painting the first Tyranid.
Ooh.
Beneath my Imperial boot.
I like it.
Or at least the direction you've talked about.
Yes.
High Fleet Hulk.
High Fleet Hulk. Yes, I think like I might end up putting a little bit of pink.
Yeah.
But I like this. Like I like this is a good foundation of kind of where I'm thinking. Is I'm really liking the idea of doing, like, is it Striking Scorpion?
Yeah.
Is that the green we're using? Yeah, the Striking Scorpion, like, vivid green color, along with Luxian purple. I think that works perfectly. Yes, 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 yes.
Cool.
One moment. I have a bunch of random text messages. And we're just going to go ahead and block that because I don't know who you are. So goodbye. And delete. Alrighty. Delete and report junk. Excellent, thank you. I get random text messages sometimes, and I'm like, I don't know who you are, and I don't want you contacting me again. And so I block them. I block them. And I suggest that as a way to handle it, if you also get random text messages and you're like, who the fuck is this? Stop texting me. Alright, did my music stop? Is that what happened? No, it is still going. It is just softer than I realized. Alright, excellent. Can you guys still hear it? I know, it's right. It's looking really good. I like the color scheme. I really think the purple, pink, green is going to go really well together. Honestly, the pink and the purple and green by itself look good too, so I might just keep it very simple. But I kind of want to do a little bit of wet blending at the tips. It's so bright, right? I love it. We're going very bright with our color scheme for our 10th edition armies. Like his Blood Angels, we punched up the red and really made them bright. And then I want my Nids to look vivid. Oh, I imagine so. Yeah, I just make sure to like delete and just block all of those that I end up getting. It's so random. What's today? Today's Tuesday? Yeah. I was like, is Dynamite on tonight? But no, it's not Wednesday. I think what I had on my mind is I was talking about what our plans tomorrow, Chaos Cultist and I were. And I was like, oh yeah, Dynamite's tomorrow night. Hell yeah. Did anybody watch Forbidden Door? I thought it was an absolutely stunning show. And it didn't actually feel like the 5-hour show that it was, which was great. Chipster, no worries. Go get yourself some coffee for you and the missus. You gotta let the fur baby explore his domain. Well, I understand that. You can't prevent them from exploring. I mean, you can, but then they scream at you. So that's what mine do. It's okay. It's okay, Captain Discord. We'll get revenge for that screamer killer. Don't worry. Maybe I'll get lucky and I'll have my like beginner's luck ability trigger when we start playing 10th edition for the first time, and I'll at least get that one win in with my Tyranids at the beginning before he absolutely devastates me and just starts deleting models with his Space Marines, because I have a feeling that might happen. I do think there's a little bit of disbalance between Nids and Marines in the new edition, but then again, when aren't the Space Marines a bit overpowered? They are the poster children for GW, are they not? The answer to that question, guys, is a resounding yes. It is a resounding yes. Which season of Game of Thrones United Football Vlogs? Michael, Forbidden Door is the pro wrestling pay-per-view event that happened last night for AEW. No, not last night. I'm sorry. It's Tuesday. On Sunday night for AEW, which is All Elite Wrestling, which is on TNT and TBS. But the pay-per-view was you gotta buy it and then watch it sort of thing. It was an excellent show. The reason that it's called Forbidden Door is because there was a long-standing joke of New Japan Pro Wrestling, not like basically having this forbidden door where their wrestlers would like basically New Japan Pro Wrestling for a very long time, because of business agreements and all that kind of thing, really sort of did their own thing. And they would occasionally work with some American companies to help do some cross promotion and everything, but it was relatively limited. AEW has a lot of pro wrestlers who, before they made AEW, had been very, very popular and well-loved over in New Japan. Because while New Japan does not necessarily work with non-Japanese companies, they do work with non-Japanese wrestlers and hire them all the time. So there was a lot of gaijin in New Japan. They ended up making AEW, and over time they've been slowly fostering a relationship, and they finally last year got a big pay-per-view event with New Japan where a bunch of New Japan pro wrestlers and a bunch of AEW pro wrestlers all had some amazing matches. And they just had the second edition of that this year, this past Sunday, and it was really, really good. We had, for the first time ever, Daniel Bryanson, the American Dragon, versus Kota Ibushi, the Rainmaker, and frankly, it was awesome, and the finish was very unexpected. I'm not going to spoil it for those who have maybe not watched it yet, but it was really, really good. I thought the opening match between MJF and Tanahashi was also fantastic. I even liked the CM Punk match, which I really don't give a crap about CM Punk. So, but I still thought he put on a perfectly fine match. It wasn't Sonata. I don't remember now who he was fighting. He was supposed to originally be fighting Kenta, but Kenta just straight up refused to fight him because, according to what I've heard, online, and I've not seen the interview specifically, but from my understanding, Kenta, who is the inventor of the go to sleep move that CM Punk famously uses, did not give CM Punk permission to use that move. That is hearsay. I don't know how true it is, But that is like the complaint here, and because of that, Kenta did not want to fight CM Punk. Yes, CM Punk is still alive. He is still kicking. He had a failed UFC career, and he's now back pro wrestling, stirring up just as much trouble as he always does. And he is, I think, rubbing a lot of people, even some of his former fans, a little bit wrong right now. I have never been a CM Punk fan, though. I never watched him back in the day. So, like, the pipe bomb and all that stuff. I've seen the pipe bomb. I've listened to it. It's a good promo. I will definitely give it that. But it doesn't have the same impact for me because I started wrestling when, like, the little guys were able to start doing things and where there was improvement and everything. So, like, it didn't quite have the same, I think, effect on me as it would have maybe had when he first did it. You get what I mean. UFC is Universal Fighting... is it Universal Fighting Combat or something? I don't remember what it stands for, but it's mixed martial arts. It is mixed martial arts, and he had a failed career in that because the man is injury prone, and I expect him to possibly, in his new role on Collision, to eventually injure himself, because I swear to God, that's just what happens. CM Punk will do something, and he'll, like, twist an ankle, or, like, get a hernia, or something else. Something will happen. He'll tear a shoulder or something. And, yeah. I've heard that, Red Panda 7. I've heard that his run in Ring of Honor, especially against, like, Joe and various other people, was fantastic. And I don't doubt that. Let me be very clear. I think CM Punk is absolutely fantastic in the ring when he is wrestling. And I understand why people like him on the microphone. I just disagree with him in what he's saying, because he comes across to me as nothing but an arrogant asshole who's only in these things for himself, despite the fact that he says he's trying to make things better for, like, up-and-comers and all these things. And I don't believe him, because he is very aware of his ability to just manipulate the audience, because he is that good of a speaker, and he is very good in the ring. So it's not like he can't back himself up. But, like, his opening promo back on Collision, Ultimate Fighting Championship, thank you, that's what UFC stands for. Like, his opening promo coming back, Boti J, welcome to the channel, thank you for subscribing, it just really bothered me. Like, I really, like, as somebody who is as injury prone as him, calling other people soft and making, like, insinuations of, like, those kinds of implications just really rubbed me the wrong way. And I know he did that intentionally. I get that. That was the whole point. But it doesn't really change the fact that I don't really know if I think it's appropriate, especially when... And I think Ollie said this really well in his review of the show. But I really feel like if the whole idea of this is to reconcile and make amends and try to come together as a company who is cooperative with each other and, like, move forward as people and wrestlers and entertainers, I don't think that was the appropriate way to go about it. In no way, to me, does that indicate he wants to actually make any amends. He's just like, haha, I now have my own show, what are you bitches gonna do about it? That's what I feel like happened there. Exactly. You're right. He is a punk for a reason. The name is very appropriate. I don't understand the chick magnet part, because I just don't... Maybe it's just because I think his personality is that garbage, but I don't really get the chick magnet part. But I understand the punk portion of his name immensely. Triple H is, in my personal opinion, he's also, like, he's one of my favorites as well. I really like Triple H. I also I'm one of those people that really enjoys him and Stephanie together. The winged arms go on the bottom. Yes? Yes. Okay. You know what? I am going to not stick his wings in yet, because they block so much of his body, so I'm gonna actually prime those separately. Now, these, yes, these arms do go up here. These ones I think I can glue in, though. This, I think, should be fine. Now, when I come back in, am I going to be able to get these in okay? That's going to be the question. I think so. I need them to dry a little bit because I put that smidge of glue in there, but... Hello!
Do you have the rubber bands for the spray stick?
Ooh,
I know they're in a baggie, and I think they're in one of your drawers.
Yes!
Thank you.
Aha! You're very welcome. Well, yeah, United Football Blog. All wrestling is acting. Like, that's... It is a performance. It is pre-planned. They do, in fact, stage it. But it doesn't mean that they're not doing the moves. Like, I want to be very clear that they are definitely putting their bodies on the line and definitely injuring themselves sometimes because of the extremeness of what they are doing. But yeah, the storylines are all planned. They do write those out in advance. Sometimes very, very much in advance. Yeah, all wrestling companies are not real fighting. I don't think most people go in, like, modernly, like, I know that was a thing back in the day of, like, oh, it's you know, it's all fake and everything. It's like, we all do know it's fake at this point. I mean, it's not fake, but the stories are pre-planned. That's really what it is. It's still real to me, damn it. Alright, I'm just trying to see exactly how these fit in, because I feel like I'm fucking something up. Okay, this one definitely goes there. Are they? Oh, they're both down. I see. Okay, they're both facing down. Oh, completely agree. How they get to the end is always, like, so crazy cool. So, how... I'm just trying to figure out how this one goes in here real quick before... Because this is definitely the one that goes on this side. So this one goes on this side. How are you fitting? Are you going to be a pain in the ass? Do I have to glue you and do I have to actually attach you in order to make this work? I'm gonna be so pissed if that's the case. Games Workshop, have you not made it so that I can paint them separately? Hold on. So that goes like that? Okay. Why does that feel like it's not in there properly? Alright, I'm gonna well, actually, I'm not gonna clip it yet. I'm gonna clip it once I need to glue it later on, but I think this will work. All right, let's just do it. Let's just glue this hand in and pray to the hive mind, I guess, that it'll work. The Emperor won't help us here. Oh, fuck me. Okay, hold on. Am I gonna be able to do this? I think I have to get it in there first. Mother trucker. Oh, that sucks. Games Workshop, why? Hi, we're gonna give you this really, really complicated miniature. He's gonna be really detailed. He's gonna have a lot of, like, interesting things for you to paint. By the way, we're gonna make it really difficult to sub-assemble him for painting. And then we're going to make it, like, when he is assembled, that he's overlapping all of his own shit. Okay, if that goes in there... How do you go in? I think... Is it like that? I think so. Can I now... Okay, I think I can do it. It'll be a little bit annoying, but I really think I can do it. All right, also, let me get back to you what you guys are saying, because I was struggling with that for, like, a little while. I apologize. That's true, Diggs. In the past, they definitely wanted it to be more kayfabe. For those of you that are not pro wrestling fans and are not really familiar with what kayfabe is, essentially it was the idea that whenever you would see the wrestlers, like the performers, anywhere, like out in public or something like that, they would end up being in character to maintain the illusion of the stories that were being told on the programming, to help the believability of the programming, which is why a lot of people, I do think, bought into it and believed it was real for a really long time, because they were very good about dealing with kayfabe. Nowadays, because of the internet, it died. Like, you just can't do that as much. Now, there are some people who do. Like, MJF, I think, maintains great kayfabe still. There's various other people who, like, I can't think of off the top of my head, but I know there are other people who also tend to, even in their online presence, try to maintain kayfabe. Bray Wyatt. I don't know why I almost called him Wyatt Bray. Bray Wyatt is another one that I think has maintained kayfabe for a really, really long time. But just, it's a lot harder, and I think also wrestlers and fans both are like, nah, we'd rather like to get to know the pro wrestlers and the people behind the characters, because that makes us care more, which I think is why you will see, despite the fact that pro wrestling is, like, down in viewership since, like, you know, Attitude Era and stuff, when it was at its peak, the actual amount of money pro wrestling is making modernly is way more than it ever was, because there are fans who get way more into the pro wrestlers because they get to know them, their social media, they can involve themselves with them a lot more, and it just ends up creating this really great thing. Yeah, exactly. Bray Wyatt is another one. He does mostly maintain kayfabe as well, Red Panda 7. Kevin Owens is another one. Now, he will break it sometimes, but it's a lot less often. But then again, his character doesn't really... Like, there's a difference between, like, Kevin Owens' character, for example, and Bray Wyatt's character, in my opinion, of where Bray, I think, needs the kayfabe maintained more, whereas Kevin Owens could get away with it not. Yeah, exactly. Back in the day, like, you couldn't have... Even if some pro wrestlers were genuinely friends with each other, if they were on opposite sides, like there was a face, like your good guy versus your bad guy, even if those two people were friends, you'd never see them in person together. And if they did, they would be hostile towards each other. Like, not physically hostile, but they would be antagonistic towards each other because they were supposed to be enemies. And they don't really do that as much. That's true. Randy Savage never really broke character. A lot of them from back in the day never did. Like, that was kind of their thing, right? Is they would not break character because they were trying to maintain that illusion and get more people invested in the story because they were believing that these people really disliked each other. This conflict was really a big deal or a thing. And that, like, is part of the joy of watching it, honestly, is seeing them convince you that, oh my god, these two men really do hate each other. Or, like, this conflict really does, it must be resolved by watching these two men sweat and, like, squeeze each other a lot and throw each other around a ring. Because it's so good. It's just so good. Hello, John. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Oh yeah, I don't remember who that was either, but I have, I think, heard of that, Steve. Where, like, yeah, there were a couple of wrestlers that ended up, like, going out and getting drinks together and were seen and, like, it caused a conflict. Completely. But nowadays, we can all accept that, like, no, they're friends. Like, they may actually like each other, and that's cool. It doesn't actually, like... I think the nice thing is... And this is how I like to think of the loss of kayfabe, because I know some people were upset by it. Especially when it was first just really no longer being a thing. Alright, he's actually done, I realized. I don't actually want to attach his wings yet to him, so we're just going to put him over there, and we're going to find something else to clip out. Speaking of, I'll get back to the thing about kayfabe in a second. I want to look up the combat patrol again. We're going to next build some Von... the Von Ryan's Leapers. That's the word I was looking for. But, so one of the things, at least the way that I look at it, this modernly, is I personally have zero problems knowing that the pro wrestlers are friends with each other. And in fact, it makes me enjoy the programming more because I don't need to be treated like a child to be, like, I am smart enough to be able to go, I can, when I'm watching the programming, when I'm watching a pro wrestling show, I can go, yes, these characters despise each other, and I completely believe the animosity in this story that is being told to me, right? And then I can go online later and completely separate that and go, oh, look, I'm so glad to see my friends. I'm going to just use Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens as an example here because they at one point were enemies and then they're friends and then they're enemies and then they're friends and they go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth all the time in storylines. But in real life, they're best friends and I know that and I enjoy seeing that outside of the wrestling ring. But if they were feuding with each other right now, I would completely be behind it because I can separate reality from fiction. And I like that pro wrestling has allowed audiences to just go, here is fiction, here is reality, we know you're smart enough to tell the difference. And they just move on with themselves. And then they can just tell better stories, in my opinion, sometimes. Oh yeah, it's such a good game. Are you playing the new 2K, what is it, 24? Or 23, whatever it is? And everything. I've been playing that a little bit with the Chaos Cultist. We actually have been doing it on live streams. We've been playing GM mode, and I really, really enjoy it. But there's lots of, like, classic WWE and WWF games out there, so, like, I'm not sure which one specifically you're talking about. There was a lot of things that WCW did wrong at certain points that ended up causing them to fail. Not least of all, not charging for tickets. Well, Steve, if you are new to 40K, this edition is probably going to be a pretty decent one to jump in on. The rules are more than I feel like Games Workshop originally implied that there would be. But I do think it is a pretty decent addition to jump in on. And Space Marines and Tyranids are both good factions to jump in with if you happen to pick up the Leviathan box, which is what we're working on today. I am now going to work on some Von Ryan's Leapers. I need H3, H1, and H2. Is this H? I swear, am I just blind? Like, I don't think Games Workshop actually puts letters on these. Like, there's text down here. I have some interesting, like, marks here that I don't know what is. That looks kind of like a B, but it's certainly not an H. Is it on this side? Am I just missing it? No, that says P and O. What the fuck? Have they never put... Do they label them at the front? And that's, like, is that the thing that they're doing? Is this, like, case of, like, the bases where they don't actually tell you what legitimate size your bases are and they just expect you to know? Like, did this have an A on it? Did this have an A on it? This piece that I, like, finished... No, it fucking doesn't. What? Why would you bother? Am I crazy? They do label it here. Games Workshop! How hard is it for you to print an A on this plastic? Every other company does that. What the hell? How have I just noticed this? Is this something they've always been doing? I don't know. Let me make sure I have the right fucking sprue, I guess. Where's H? H. Okay, yes, I did at least grab the correct sprue. That is annoying, and, like, it is obvious, if you just look at them, that these are Von Ryan Leapers, because they've got the correct arms. I don't know why I am finding small things to nitpick against Games Workshop right now, but for some reason that really bothers me in the same level that the bases do.
Yes. They have put photos of the frames in the instructions for decades.
Yeah, but have they never labeled them? Like, have they never... They do not put an H on this sprue. They only give you a picture, like...
Yeah, I think they stopped that a few generations back.
Okay, because that's what I was trying to remember. Like, have they never done this?
Starter sets maybe a few editions back did, but...
Okay, because, like, I vaguely recall in 5th edition, when I would originally build some things, that
Old.
Yeah, I know, I'm ancient. Yeah, that's so annoying. Frank, in comparison to a lot of other companies, these sprues are a mess. Tamiya has better sprues than Games Workshop does. Atomic Mass has so much better and way better laid out sprues than Games Workshop does. Like, I think almost all sprues out there, in my frustrated, currently opinion, of Games Workshop sprues, they're all superior to Games Workshop because Games Workshop doesn't fucking actually lay these out in a comprehensive way, and they don't label things, and it drives me nuts. How dare they expect me to have to read the guide instead of writing it on the sprue? It just... What the hell? Well, Michael, that's very cool. Okay, but do you have OG Rogue Trader models left? That is what will make you incredibly awesome. But do you still have them all? Because otherwise, I mean, that's still very cool. But yeah. And also, like, I was not lucky to have somebody in my youth who showed me Warhammer. No one, like, I did not know that kind of nerd until college. Oh my god, I would have loved to be in England in the 90s to be able to buy 40k. That would have been epic. Holy cow. Oh, you left it all with your English friend though, Steve? Ah, what a champ. Do they still have it? I hope they do. Oh, I bet your 2nd and 3rd edition models are really cool, Red Panda. Chipster, I'm really glad you love my rants. They happen inherently on these streams. I agreed. Why not write the letters? Like, they put these stupid numbers, like these stupid serial numbers that mean jack shit to us as players. Why not actually, like... Why not actually just put an H on the sprue? How hard must it be? You have Rogue Trader Harlequins? Wait, Harlequins existed in Rogue Trader? Really? That's insane. Oh, I can only imagine it was super expensive if you were in, like, being in Mexico and everything. Anytime you have to, like, import that stuff. Like, I feel so bad for any of you that are in, like, New Zealand and Australia. Good lord. I am so sorry. The wait times and then, the, like, just the... I mean, I know technically your prices are still, like, equivalent to what I pay, but they just seem so much more expensive because of the dollar, or is it the Australian dollar? Is that what it is? Diggs, welcome back. Oh, that sounds so cool, Red Panda. I did not know that that Harlequins existed in Rogue Trader. That's so cool. H 3, 1, and 2. 3, 1, and 2. 3, 1, and 2. Alright, let's clip some pieces out. Alright, that is 2. We need number 3, which is randomly in the center of the sprue. Go figure. With some nice little tentacles. Alright, so I got that, and I think I just need 1 now. Let's find number 1! It's a hunt! There it is. Found it. Looking for the numbers just reminded me. Did you guys see the really dumb crossword puzzle thing that Games Workshop shared, like, I don't know, it was like a week and a half ago, and it was the first faction you see within the crossword puzzle is the faction you should start playing, and the absolute asshats at Games Workshop put Space Marine literally in the top row in proper reading orientation in the first line of this crossword puzzle. Or not crossword puzzle, this word find. Sorry, it's not a crossword puzzle. I just realized that the crossword puzzle is the thing with the boxes and then you fill in the words. This is a word find puzzle, so it's a bunch of, like, garbled text, and you're supposed to find whatever the first faction that you see in all of this garbled text is the faction that you should start playing. And the assholes put Space Marine in the first goddamn line of this word find puzzle, and it pissed me the hell off, because it was the first one that I saw, and I was like, no. I refuse. I refuse, Games Workshop. I'm not going to buy into your bullshit, and I'm not going to just go and get more Space Marines. I mean, I'm going to because I'm buying Leviathan, but you can't make me play him, damn it. I'm going to make Chaos Cultists do that. It was just such a silly thing. They do it on purpose, Red Sampler. They absolutely did. There was conscious, like, a conscious effort to put Space Marine in the first row. Because I looked, and I had... The only other faction I actually easily found was Dark Angels, which is still a Space Marine faction. And I was like... Because I was looking, I was like, where's Eldari? Or the Eldar? Or... Which I know is the same thing, but I was, like, looking for both iterations of the spelling. I was looking for Tau. I was looking for Orc. And I couldn't find it. That is what we do, right? As wargaming fans, we just get real pissed off at what the companies are doing and then rant about them. Why are you not coming out? Why are you... Oh, is I not clipped your tail? That's why. That would be why. All right. 1, 2, and 3. And we'll get the next ones in a bit. Not too bad. Thankfully, I will say that Games Workshop did do something nice with these models, and I feel like they're pretty easy to clean up. Like, in regards to where the sprues are, with some rare exception of sometimes when they're on claws, but, you know, that's neither here or there. Is that supposed to be bent that way? Or did I fuck that up? I don't know if that's supposed to be bent that way. Nope. Oh, is that where the was there a sprue on the very edge and I just wasn't paying attention? God damn it. Alright, well, let's see if I can clean this up a little bit. Aw, that is so irritating. Fuck you, Games Workshop, and putting the damn sprues on my fucking horns. No, that's where the sprue was. Did that just get bent? Did I do that? Did I bend that? I can feel my rage meter building. This has been a very angry stream, and I'm really sorry. Steve, I completely understand. I also have a problem with just completely typing way too fast and misspelling everything. Nice. Yeah, no, I get that. The metal ones especially, like, carrying those around must have sucked. Like, I didn't, when I started in 5th edition, there were some metal miniatures, and I definitely had occasionally some. Specifically, I think some of the tank, like, weapons swaps that I did were metal, and then... Or no, was that the Chaos Cultist tanks, actually? He may have had some of the metal ones. But I had a couple of characters that were metal, but never that many. I am glad that I was not necessarily collecting... Well, okay, the collector in me wants you to know that this statement is also false, but also true. But the other part of me is saying that's true. I would not want to carry around a fully metal army. It would be too heavy. Hello, Joris. Welcome to the stream. They do have some sharp-ass points on them. I'm just disappointed that I feel like... Okay, so... Let me, like, close this so it'll focus. So, I don't know how it happened, but on the very tip of his, like, little sword thing, it got, like, bent. Like, I don't... Can you see the slight curve there? And I don't know if I did that, like, when I was flipping it out, or if the sprue just got sort of bent, but I'm so irritated. I mean, it is what it is. Can't really do anything about it. Thank you. I just have on some, it is called Music Compilation for Reading and Painting Warhammer 40k. Some random playlist that I found of just some Space Marine-esque themed or Warhammer-esque themed music. The word I'm looking for. I almost said art, but, I mean, technically it's art, but music art. Alright. Where do you go? Oh, I should probably open my instructions back up. That would be good. Hey, named Leaper. There you go. Deadman, when I was first opening this box up, I had a piece on one of these little guys. So on one of these boys. It does not want to focus. Hold on, let me get the numbers out of the way. Oh my gosh, I'm just knocking all of my bases onto the floor. Let me see if I can find the one that actually had the problem. I think it was this boy. Yeah. So I was clipping him out, and then on this tentacle, I with my nail just broke off the tiny little edge, like the tiny little tip on them, and I was so mad because I was like, why is it so soft that my nail can damage it? Heck. I have not seen the Within Temptation 40k fan-made vid. You don't like Gregorian chanting as your inspiration to build your Marines? That's fair. This is meant to be, I think, a little bit more chill because it's designed for if you're, like, studying or reading. So I don't think it's meant to, like... I think some people might find that a bit more distracting. That's true. That would be pretty good with orcs. What would Nids actually need? We would just need, like, gargly noises? Like, I don't know. Cicada noises, maybe? Like, should we be listening to bugs? That would be funny. Could you imagine just putting on a playlist of, like, really annoying insect noises the entire time you're working on Tyranids? I really feel like they actually should have, like, horror music, maybe. Something like out of Alien. Since everybody always compares them to, xenomorphs. Alrighty, this goes into place right there. Ugh. And your chess piece actually went in well together. Unlike somebody's. More like cricket noises. Wait, Michael, when you were GW staff member, you got metal models by weight? Oh my god, that sounds awesome. That sounds really cool. You got to pick out your, like, Space Marine Dreadnoughts for 20 euro. Or 20 pounds, rather, sorry. Is that the pound symbol or the euro symbol? It's the pound symbol, right? I don't know. I'm bad with numbers and symbols and languages. Oh yeah, the StarCraft Zerg soundtrack would be good for Tyranids, considering they are essentially Tyranids. Alright, this is looking pretty good. He seems... Oh fuck, where was this supposed to go? Oh no, 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 no. That's on the outside, thank God. I was really worried that I was supposed to go on the inside and I just, like, fucked something up. Thankfully, I did not. Thankfully, I did not. I did forget, however, to clean up the sprue. And we can't have sprue on his wonderful slimy tentacle. Now, what I am gonna do, actually, is I'm gonna switch us to... I am gonna switch our music, but not to something heavy metal or anything like that. One moment. Go. There we go. Not quite crickets, but still a bit alien. So we got some Necrons in here, along with our Mechanicus soundtrack. Oh, that sounds so cool. Pounds, okay. Thank you for clarifying. I always, like, I don't know why I get that. I think the euro is more shaped like an E, right? Oh my god, you got 5 Land Raiders for 12 euro each, or 12 pounds each? Holy that sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. Michael, thank you for stopping by. It was wonderful to have you here. Well, Michael DJ Beverstock. We'll get the full name in there so you know exactly who I'm talking to. Have a lovely rest of your night. Biggs, have a good rest of your evening. Drazgul. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Where in France are you? I've been to France once, and I mostly stayed in Lacoste, so like down by Marseille, or Marseille. I probably butchered the pronunciation of that. I apologize. French is not my strong suit. And it was awesome. But I've also been to Paris. And that is the extent of my French excursions. But I really, really liked it. I lied. I also went to Angoulême, which was probably my favorite thing to do because we went there during the comics festival and it was fucking amazing. Dude, I imagine it probably was the only perk for working for GW. I get the impression they are not exactly the best to work for. I knew somebody who, actually, he currently works at my old place of location or place of employment when I was working at the game store. But I had a friend who also worked at GW, and he had nothing but like mostly not the best things to say about at least how it was managed. His community was good. But how corporate handled helping them and therefore or not helping them was a thing. Near Lyon. Okay, very, very cool. Okay. I think I know where actually, like, we did a lot of traveling because I was there for an abroad program. And so, like, a study abroad program, and I feel like we may have visited or gone near-ish to Lyon's, or Lyon. Because that's where, am I misremembering? It's been, like, years. Let me see if I'm misremembering. Yes, I think I actually did go. I think I may have also gone here. Is the Pope's Palace there? No, that's in Avignon. Okay, I think I may have gone to Avignon, not Lyon. But regardless, it's in the Alps? Okay. That is so cool. I want to go back. I want to go back to France very, very badly. So when I was in Paris, I know this is not where you're from, but it's relevant to Warhammer. When I was in Paris, we found a couple of friends of mine who were all Warhammer nerds. We were going towards from the like art student area of Paris, like that district that is considered more of like the like student / artsy area, but it's near the Louvre. We were walking from that direction towards the Louvre, and we found the coolest art gallery, like, sale, like, shop that I've ever seen. Because within it, like, the thing that drew us in was there were comic books in the window. And I studied comic books, that's why I was in France. And so I was like, oh, cool, this may be a bande dessinée store. Let's go check it out. Let's see the BDs that they got in there. Because there was a couple that I had recognized the artist of. And I was like, sweet. So Sean, thank you for the $5. You are amazing. I will add it to the fund, absolutely. So we found the store, we went into it because there were comic books in it. It was not a comic book shop. That's what I thought I was walking into. I thought I was walking into a comic book shop. It was not a comic book shop. It was better than a comic book shop. It was an art gallery. And within this art gallery, not only did they have some original pages from various BDs in France and various other places too, because they had not just French artists, but they had a lot of other artists too. But off to one side, guess what they fucking had? They had several giant art binders, like huge art binders, filled with some of those old chiaroscuro black and white charcoal drawings from both Warhammer Fantasy and 40k. They did not have anything, as far as I could tell, at least not out in that particular folder. Like, who knows? They may have had some in the back, but I don't think I knew his name at the time. But they didn't have any of, like, John Blanche's stuff. Holy shit. If they had, I would have died. I really wanted to buy something, but they were all incredibly expensive. Like, there were some small pieces that were just, like, they were like Tau pieces, so not even at the time like even a super popular like I think art to collect necessarily specifically, but oh my god, one of my friends was super excited. She was a huge Tau fan. She had a whole Tau army, and she accidentally drooled on the plastic, mind you, on the plastic, but she did technically drool on the art. Literally liquid fluid came out of her mouth because she was just so impressed by what she was looking at. It looked so beautiful to her that she drooled. It was amazing. And I will never not remember this because of that. But we were looking through it and the art was stunning. If I had had like more cash, if I hadn't been a poor college student, I would have absolutely bought some. They didn't have anything that I super recognized. Like there was no Space Marine stuff. It was predominantly actually Warhammer Fantasy, which I knew not a lot about at the time. I was mostly a 40k person at that point. And so I didn't really appreciate, I guess, or know specifically what I was looking at fully. Joe, thank you for joining the channel and subscribing. Welcome. Also, the Cherished Dog, thank you for also subscribing. Welcome. Lots of new subscribers. Hello to all of you. Makes me happy. I also love that the pop-ups are still working. But yeah, that is just my little story about going to Paris and freaking just getting to look at some absolutely stunning artwork that I hope that place still exists. I hope it still exists, and I hope they still have a gallery full somewhere of just like really cool art for both Warhammer and all the other artists that they had. Because like I said, it was not just like Warhammer art in there. It wasn't just Games Workshop art. It was a whole bunch of original pages from various like BDs in France, and like there were some American comic book pages in there. Like they had Mobius actually, which was really cool. I would have also loved to have picked up some of his stuff. Actually, I don't know if they had Mobius. They may have had... There was another... Topi? T-O-P-P-I, I think it was. They had some of his original stuff. It was so good. There were so many cool things. The Warhammer stuff was what I remember the most. It's what we spent the most time looking at least. Alright, that is in. Look at his little tentacly mouth. He just wants to give you kisses. Just wants to give you lots of... Well, if it would focus. Machine spirit, please. Ignore this text. Like, just ignore it. I want to focus on the tentacles! The Omnissiah is not... There we go! Look at him. Imagine that this, as a worm creature, was, like, on you. Terrifying. Oh no! Why do you... Just because of, like... Just because of, like, political stuff? Or, like... Why do you think you'll never go back to Europe? Oh, that sounds amazing. A giant metal statue of from Highlander? Very cool. Oh, Okami, I'm so sorry to hear that you have to find a new job in 3 weeks. I really hope that your job hunt goes super smoothly and you find something quickly, because that really sounds like it sucks. The DLP? What's DLP stand for, Sean? Am I just, like, completely blanking on an acronym I should probably know? Oh, dude, that would be very cool to check out, Michael. That would be really, really cool. Yeah, the next time, like, if the next time I go to France, that would be really cool to check out for the D-Day stuff. Heck yeah. I think the place we're gonna end up probably going first, like, when we eventually start traveling, it's kind of difficult with the cats, unfortunately. But when we do start doing it, I think Japan is up there on places for us to go, and then England, obviously. Yes! Wait, Sean, how many... Have you just been to all of the Disneys? Is that what's happening? Oh, you Disneyland Paris. That's what DLP stands for. Got it. Have you... So you've never been to Disneyland Paris, then? Got it. I want to go. That would be really cool. I want to go to Disneyland Japan. I want to go to Disneyland Japan so badly. I want to buy all of the pins. I need all of the pins. I just need all of them. Please put them in my hands and I will just give you my credit card and just give them to me because I want them. They're so beautiful and they're so pretty and they're so cute and they have good colors and I just... How many of you are Disney pin collectors? Do you also suffer like I do and want all of them? Oh my god, have so much fun at Warhammer World. That sounds so cool. One day I will go to Warhammer World. I am going to very much look forward to that when I eventually do. I want to just see, like, I really only want to go predominantly to see the giant miniature display. Or multiple miniature displays that they have. Because, like, otherwise, I just feel like it's going to be... Cool. This is a store filled to the brim with modern Warhammer 40k products. Which is great, and I want to see it and be overwhelmed by it, but the main reason I want to go is I just want to see, like, the museum or whatever that they've got in there. Ah, Joris, I am so jealous. Was it really cool? I've heard, like, I really have heard good things about the Disneyland, Paris. And I think it'd just be really cool. Like, I just want to see the difference. Because I've been to World many times. Well, not many times. I've been to World several times. And I really like it. And I want to compare the two. Oh my god, you're going to Okinawa for Christmas, Fitness Frank? Know that I'm jealous. I'm so jealous. Dude, I cannot imagine what going to Warhammer World when it was new must have been like. That probably was intense. I need 8, H8 and 4. 8 and 4. That is what we're looking for. There's 4. Oh, nice. Hooved leg. Alright. Clip that. Whoop, there we go. And then we also need 8. Where is number 8? There it is. Completely opposite side of the sprue. Because that makes total logical sense. Why make it easy for you to find everything by keeping them near each other? I wonder if anybody has ever, like, taken these sprues and rearranged them and been like, this is a more effective way to arrange these, keeping them more cohesive, and still taking up the same amount of space. Or if they have done that and determined, no, unless Games Workshop does it this way, it really just does take up excessively more space. Oh, I can imagine they've changed a lot in 20 years. Yeah, definitely. Captain Discord, no problem. I hope that you had a good time and that you have a good rest of your night. Thank you for stopping by. I will definitely have fun building my Leapers. What's in, like, so I know that it's got the World War II stuff at Normandy, but, like, is it, like, a big museum? Like, I'm just, forgive my ignorance, but I'm actually not familiar with, like, what's there to look at in regards to, like, I imagine there's a lot, but, like, what exactly would I get to see? Because I'm kind of intrigued now of, like, what would I experience? Because the only sort of, like, war memorial type thing that I've ever been to that has been specific to, like, this is part of this war is the... What's it called? The USS Arizona in Hawaii. The memorial for that. Like, I've been to the Arizona Memorial. That's what it's called. And that's the only, like, real, like, World War II specific thing that I think I've, like, been to and visited in regards to a, like, part of the war. Partworks, nice! You're ahead of me on your leapers, then. It's okay. It's not a race. That's not true. It's totally a race and you're ahead of me and now I gotta speed up. Although you're probably not talking to chat. I mean, you might be talking to chat, but not as regularly. Or maybe I'm just very slow. I'm gonna go with that. It's probably I'm slow. Ooh. And there's a museum. Okay, cool. Is it a really big museum? Oh. A tapestry? That's cool. I always associate tapestries with, like, way, like, earlier human time periods. So the fact that there's one for, like... That's so cool. I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, they're still probably used. I feel like tapestries are, in my head, an ancient thing. Even though that doesn't make sense at all. Alright, does this one go on this side? Little Leaper Man? Are you blocking? Alright, the little arm goes here. Let's figure out which direction it needs to go. It's like that. Is that properly inserted? I think so. I think that is the proper insertion of that arm. Oh, that's really cool. So it's really funny. I was a military brat growing up. My father was Air Force. We moved around every 3 to 4 years. So I ended up having a really weird history lesson when it comes to world history. Because of when I was in middle school and when I went into high school, I changed states. The two states had very different programs for how they handled teaching both history and English. At the previous school that I had been at when I was younger and then moved away from, they had split world history into 2 classes over 2 years worth of that school. So I had my 9th grade history class, which got me basically to the Renaissance. Not into the Renaissance, stopped at the Renaissance. I then moved because of my dad's job. But that first course of world history that I had taken, which took me from like BC to the Renaissance, or just before it, counted as my world history credit, which meant that I didn't have to take world history a second time because the school that I moved to only did it as one singular class and they crammed everything into one full year of just class. So I have actually never had formal education about anything about World War I, World War II, or any of that stuff. So when it comes to some of these things, if you do find that you're like, wow, why doesn't she know this? That's probably why, because I've not looked into it myself explicitly, and I never had formal, like, actual education on, like, what the hell happened. I've watched enough videos and essays on it now that I have, like, the gist of it, and I've talked to enough people about it that, like, I have very, like, light knowledge of some of the big events that would have happened in history during those time periods that I didn't get the formal education on, but I've never actually... And it is such a, like, I bring it up only because enough stuff, like, our hobby involves so much references to World War I and World War II. And I'm getting into scale modeling, and I'm like, oh fuck, I need to go and like really give myself a history lesson because I do not know enough about this. But I really find all of the tanks from these eras that I've never learned about incredibly fascinating, and it's super funny to me because like it was just a unexpected thing because of, you know, having moved around a bunch as a kid, that I just ended up weirdly missing this part of history. And no one thought, like, my parents, for some reason, never thought to be like, we should sit her down and have conversations about this because she missed it. Like, none of that ever occurred, and I don't know why. The Bayeux Tapestry. Okay, Michael, I definitely... Hold on, let me write that down, because I'll forget otherwise. Let's look at it. Right now. I'm going to do it right now. B-A-Y-E-U-X. That's... Okay, hold on. B-A-Y-E-U-X. Oh, that's cool. Whoa! Okay, it's way bigger than I thought. They just were showing me one tiny... But I don't want to go to Etsy. I don't want to buy it. I just want to look at it. Mowgli, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright. Oop. My internet's being really slow for some reason. Probably because I'm streaming. Okay, here is... So is it actually on fabric? Like the real one? Like, is it actually like a stitched thing? They have a tank fest? That sounds so cool! Oh my god, that sounds awesome! Haley's comments on the tapestry? What? That's so rad. Let's see the full tapestry. How big is it in real life? Like, is it actually, like, full scale? Oh my god, they make blankets of it? I mean, I guess I shouldn't be that surprised. Oh my god, it is actually stitched. That is so rad. That is impressive. Dude, stitching and, like, that kind of fabric work is insane to me. It was King Harold's on the tapestry with an arrow in his eye? Dang! That's so cool. Oh, and you're saying, Stuart, not to pronounce the X in Bayeux? Is it pronounced Bayeux then? The Bayeux tapestry? I'm terrible with languages and words, I'm sorry. Dude, Joris, that sounds very, like, sad, but also really, like, cool to possibly visit. So, randomly speaking of graveyards with war heroes in it, I went to college in Savannah, and they have this one, like, it also actually has a French name, and I can't remember the name of the cemetery, but there's this one really famous cemetery. It's huge, and part of why it's famous is because there's a number of historical figures that are laid to rest there, and a couple of, like, unmarked graves from, like, the Civil War, I believe, and or it might actually go back as far to the Revolutionary War. I can't remember now. I think it's the Civil War, but that's, like, the oldest that I've seen. Bayeux, okay. I can't speak French whatsoever, so thank you for clarifying. Oh, okay, and that's what the tapestry is about. I see. That's so cool. I want to see, like, I would love to see it in real life. That would be amazing, because I want to see, like, actually how huge is it? Because when I went to the Louvre and I was seeing some of the paintings there, some of those paintings are way bigger than you would anticipate. And then others are way smaller than you anticipate, like the Mona Lisa. Whoa, what? How? Wait, hold on. I have to look up what that is in feet. Because I'm not as familiar with the yards. 76.65 yards in feet. Go. Tell me. 229 feet and 11... Holy shit. That's so big. That's so big. Like a billboard. Holy frack. John Model Kits, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the channel. Jeez. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So large. That's really cool. I bet it must be like difficult in one sitting to actually see everything that is on the tapestry. So when it's on display, like how high up is it? Like, is it... Because, like, if it's that big, and there's a bunch of, like... Because of how old it looks, and how, like... I don't know how well preserved it specifically is. It looked like it was in decent condition, but still had some tattering. So, like... Like, how well can you see the top portions, I guess, versus the stuff that's lower? Like, is it actually readable? Would you actually be able to look at it all that way? Or... I don't know. I'm like, now so intrigued. I want to be next to it just so I can see determined scale. Alright, H9 and 5. I'm super wasting time, but at least hopefully you guys are having fun. 9 and 5, 9 and 5. I am probably going to go for a little bit longer in today's stream, by the way. It's a pretty chill day, and I don't have a whole lot else going on, and I know Chaos Cultist is either busy working on his own Space Marines, having a good time hobbying, or possibly playing some more Final Fantasy 16. I don't know yet, but regardless, I think we'll probably go for a little bit longer. So I can at least get a few more models done. I feel bad I only got one. And technically, I didn't even really finish him because I haven't put him all together yet, but I didn't want to glue his wings on yet. I just really felt like it was going to end up being a problem down the line. How is this supposed to... What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong here? Nothing. I just didn't press it in enough. They have such delicate little things, and I'm really afraid I'm gonna bust something. I'm squeezing this boy together. Alright. I'm going to shave this down a little bit. Smooth it out. I think that's part of the problem. Oh, I hope that it does return, Patrick. That sounds really cool. Tank Fest Northwest, huh? It's in Washington? That's not that far away from me. Dude, that sounds fun. Sounds so cool. Pirate Tyranids? Thomas, that sounds amazing! Oh my god, are you gonna give them little hats? Oh, I see, Drazgul. So it's really, it's not actually that tall, but it's very, like, long. I gotcha. Okay. Gosh, I can only imagine. Yeah, must have, Joris. Right, in Bovington, England. How close is Bovington to, like, London or, where's Games Workshop? Manchester? Because, like, I know the next time that I go to England, we're definitely going back to, London, obviously. Because, gosh darn it, I want to go to the British Museum with my husband. I've been to the British Museum once already. The first time that I went to England, I did get a chance to go. It's important to me because I really like Egypt, so I wanted to see all the stuff that England had stolen from you know, Egypt. But I want to go back with Chaos Cultist because there's a lot of really cool stuff there. It was really, really cool. Okay. Wait, it's inside a cathedral? Hello, Sergey! Or Serge, I might have pronounced that wrong. I am sorry if I did. Hello to you. I am currently working on, just so that you, because I think I missed this earlier. I am currently working on the Von Ryan Liebers from the Leviathan box set for Warhammer 40k 10th edition. But we're also talking a lot about tanks and very cool, I'm going to butcher the name, hold on. It is the Bayo Tapestry. We're talking about the Bayo Tapestry. So it's near the coast, not that close to London, and a long way from Manchester and Nottingham. Oh, GW is in Nottingham. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I thought they were in Manchester. For some reason, I just did. Okay, so it's like the opposite direction. Well, shoot, I'm just gonna have to go for, I'll just have to spend a little bit of extra time in England and to visit everything. I also, like, I want to go to Ireland when I go to England as well. Because I think that would be really cool, and I've never been to Ireland, and I want to see the countryside. I want to see, like, the coast. I want to just see everything. And then get made fun of because I don't drink beer. Getting his next leg into place. Is Nottingham the gaming capital of UK? What, like, outside of Games Workshop, what else is there? Oh, Drazical, no worries. You are totally fine. Do not worry about your English. I am a native English speaker, and I suck at English, so don't worry. Do not worry. I will absolutely try to. My plan, like, if I ever go to England, I really want to be able to meet up with the Wrestle Talk crew and No Rolls Barred folks and end up at least playing games at drafts, because that just sounds amazing. And I want to do it. It would be fun. Maybe play some games with all of that. Playing in-person games with that crew, having played games with them like on live streams and stuff, would be so much fun. I think we'd have a blast. One day it'll happen, but probably not for a while. H9. I never clipped this one out. Never found it. Where are you? There's number 8. There's number 6. There's 10. 7. All of the numbers that I don't need. Why can't I find 9? There it is. I found it. Oh, Mantic is actually based out of Nottingham too. Holy shit, I had not realized. I knew that Mantic, like, had some staff from Games Workshop. I just, for some reason, didn't realize that they were based out of Nottingham. That's super cool. I love their stuff. They have some great miniatures. And I've mostly played their board games. I've actually not played many of their war games, but I have played some of their board games, and I really enjoy them. Got it. That's good to know. Thanks, Michael. Oh, Sherwood Force is also in Nottingham? Holy shit, why is so much stuff in Nottingham? Is it just like a really good location in the country? Like, is it just like is it on a river or something? Like, why is there so many cool things in Nottingham? I don't know why I didn't think of that. Of course Nottingham would be Robin Hood. Isn't that, like, used in the goddamn story? Holy shit. Okay, so the problem is like my memory of my memory of Robin Hood is always through the Disney version with the furries. That's my memory of it. Oh, I would love to be on NRB again too. I absolutely would love to be on NRB. I get why though. It's one of those things of they're doing their in-person thing. That's why eventually I'll just have to go there and show up and be like, bitches, I am here. Now you cannot not have me on a... That's not true. They can absolutely not have me on an episode, but I could pretend. All right, let's get this other arm in. It does go in the lower one. Yes. 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 Okay. For a second, I was really afraid that I had put these arms in the wrong spot, and I was gonna be real upset. Is that correct? I think that is correct. There we go. All right. That feels good. That's what she said. I just realized how freaking bizarre, like, this... It's part of the ground, and I guess it must be biomass corruption or something, but it just looks very strange. You guys can't see that. It's way too far away. Hold on. Let me zoom in dramatically. Like, I was just looking at it, and his leg looked really weird, and I realized it's because this is ground. Like, this is, like, biomass corruption. And he's standing on it rather than this actually being part of his leg. I thought he had a weird extra joint. I was like, wow, this guy's legs has so many joints in it. No. No, it's just I wasn't looking at it correctly. Oh! Sergey, I'm so sorry. My name's Angela. Shintaku. So Nottingham is in the middle of the country. It's also very cheap. I see. Does it just have, like, a lot of space because it's in the middle of the country? Is that what makes it so much cheaper? Because like, the way that you guys are talking about it makes it seem like Nottingham is quite a large city, and therefore I kind of expect it to be as expensive as London. So what makes it so much cheaper... I wonder what makes it so much cheaper than London. Is it just, like, less densely populated? Is it more industrial and therefore, like, it's more factories rather than like suburbia / city living. Dude, that sounds so cool. I went to a couple of like 1,000+ year old churches when I was in France. That was really rad. Like they have such like a presence to them. And I'm not even a super religious person, but like you walk into the buildings and you just, there's a reverence to some of them with how they're maintained and just the atmosphere put into them. Oh, it's on the Trent River. Okay. Got it. Doosan? Cheers from Chile. Oh, that's awesome. Whereabouts in Chile do you live? Like, are you on like a... Because Chile has like a big mountain range going through it, if I remember correctly. I am terrible with geography, so if I am wrong about that, I apologize. But that sounds really, really cool. Like, holy cow. Like, I would love to visit. That would be so cool. I've never been anywhere in South America before, and I think it would be really amazing. Tay and Sammy have gone a few times and like showcased some areas of where's Tay from now? I can't remember specifically, and I want to get it correct because I don't want to be like insensitive. Where is Tay Mello from? Brazil. So she's from Brazil, and she's shown some like places there, and it looked amazing. And I know it's not quite the same as Chile, but like that whole okay, that's what I thought. Okay, that's what I thought. Is that small in the UK, or is that a large population in the UK? I don't have a good concept of... Joris, thank you for stopping by. I am very glad that you were able to hang out for a little while. I hope you enjoy the rest of the video later when you watch it. And we will be back streaming on Thursday for a new GM mode episode. And then I'll be back probably working some more on my Tyranids on Friday. Hopefully by that point I'll have some more of them built, and maybe we'll get like, maybe we'll actually be painting. I don't really know yet. We might have a few more to build. We'll find out. But I do plan on trying to work on these a little bit tomorrow off camera, just to continue working on them and getting them done. Okay, so that's quite large for a city there. Got it. So it is a large city, it's just cheaper. It just happens to just be less expensive. Well, that sounds convenient. I guess that does make sense, Shintaku. When I went to London the one time, it definitely felt like multiple cities put together, just because there was such distinct, like, here's old world looking architecture, and then, by the way, here's a bunch of modern as fuck looking architecture. Like, I remember there being, like, a mix of the, like, all of the government buildings, which were all, like, brick and stone and, like, gorgeous, and then, like, off across the river seemed to be just, like, a bunch of glass buildings that are just pure windows and steel, and frankly, I didn't like it nearly as much. I really like the old look of the buildings, and I'm so sad that America does not have nearly as cool old of buildings as Europe does. Know that I am jealous of every single one of you that has access to castles. I want them. I wish America had castles. I'm so sad that we don't. I want to live in one. Not actually, it'd be very cold. but I want to be near them. I want to be able to go look at them. And then, like, sit on their stones or something. I need numero H7 and H6 now. H7 and H6, everybody. I actually grabbed my finger on some sharp bits. Ow. I do remember seeing 6. There it is. And 7, was it? Yes. I'm so jealous, Michael. I want castles in my life more. It was one of my favorite things when I was in France. We, because we were in Lacoste, the Marquis de Sade's castle was on the top of the hill, and so we went and, like, hung out outside of it for a while. It was really cool. Wait, There used to be one near you in Ohio? Wait, what? We have a castle in Ohio? Did somebody just, like, some wealthy person just build it for shits and giggles or something? Like, what? The Bamberg Castle. Okay. Let me look it up. Is it a really cool looking castle? Jared, well, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Oh, what? That's so cool. And it's on the coast? How fucking rad. No way. Can you see the ocean from it? Oh, you can. What? Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Okay, you know what? You're right. I do have a castle in Disney, Florida. I also have a castle technically here in California, I suppose, because there's the Sleeping Beauty castle in Disneyland. So I guess technically I do, but man, they're not made of stone and I can't, like, go live in them.
How's it going, son?
Oh my gosh, did you do your workout?
Yeah.
Oh, have fun. I mean, or did you have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Do I look that sweaty?
You look a little sweaty, yes.
Is it the lack of pants?
It is the lack of pants, yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just letting you know I'm gonna go shower.
Okay, absolutely fine. I am probably going to wrap up around like 4:30-ish.
Sure.
Just that way we can go get dinner afterwards or something.
Sure.
Or I can...
Chili's?
Yes.
Okay.
I do want chilies.
Okay.
I want queso. I want queso in my face right now. Holy moly. Oh, it's not an ocean. I'm sorry. Wait, the North Sea? Really? Is that what it's next to? Oh, you're right. I am so dumb. I wasn't looking at where on the map I actually was. I am a fool. I apologize. Yes, the North Sea. My bad. Jared, yes, I do. I do have, well, technically I have a husband, though. I am, in fact, married. But that doesn't mean we can't hang out and be friends. I will let him know that you said hello, John. He has already gone back to go shower because he just did his workout. Oh, I'm gonna have to work out after we go eat. That's gonna suck. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm in my workout clothes because I haven't actually worked out yet today. I was really lazy and I was gonna do it this morning and then I was like, nah, I'm tired. I'm gonna do it tonight. And yeah, I'm gonna have to do it after we eat. I don't want to do it before we eat. I don't want to work out and then go eat. Because then I'll probably just, like, not want to. Because I'll be worked out. I do have a cultist. You're right. I have a cultist and then many zealots. Well, maybe to you, Jared. But not to me. At least this one. This one's very important to me. And not just because it's my wedding ring. Because it has a very important history. And it just means a lot to me. You gotta get the Leviathan box, Ronald? Is that what you're talking about? Yes, Oh, but BattleTech has some really cool stuff coming out. Are you excited for the new set that is supposed to be releasing? I think it's technically a Target exclusive. Off the bat. I don't know if that's changing down the line. I want to say it's not, actually. I feel like I remember reading that and was kind of surprised by it. Also, Q-Mix and Dusan Vuskovic? I hope I pronounced that correctly. Thank you for subscribing. It's lovely to have you all here. I mean, who doesn't love cultists, right? Exactly. Yes, Michael, I do want to see the 1,000-year-old church from where you used to live. That sounds amazing. Oh my god! Sir, did you just go in on the entire thing? Like, you're just like, full blast, here's everything? That sounds amazing. You must be so excited. When is it supposed to... It's supposed to... Next year, right? That's when it's supposed to be releasing to everybody and everything? Is that the next release date for Kickstarter for the battle tech stuff? Because I know I know that they had a recent one that it was really wildly successful, possibly because of you. That is amazing! Oh my god, 100 minis? Their minis are nice and chonky too. Like, they have some really good, high-quality miniatures. I love what they've been doing for their modern sculpts. Hold on, I have some, and let me just show you the very small amount that I've built or painted. I've only got him primed. There you are. So I've not played a lot of BattleTech. I think I've tried it like once, and it was the original starter set, which is where these come from. The most experience I've actually had with the franchise is the pods that you can play at Gen Con. They bring they have those big old, like, the BattleTech pods. I don't even know if that's what they're technically called, so I apologize if I'm like completely missaying this, but they were these giant things you walked into, and it had all the controls, and you were able to play. And I don't know if it's like technically BattleTech or if it's like some iteration, like the digital version of it. You did see me painting these. Yeah, aren't they so cool? I love these models. Like, they make such cool models. I need to finish painting this guy. Although I do kind of like the white design on him, like the white armor with the chiaroscuro Grisaille that I did worked really well. But yeah, I love these guys. Like, I love the BattleTech models, and I want to get the new starter set thing that is coming out to Target. Jared, my favorite game in regards to, like, miniatures games is actually Blood Bowl. I love Blood Bowl. I think the miniatures are great in it. I think the game itself is very fun and tends to go pretty quickly, which is partially why I really enjoy it. But after that, I would say, like, at least what I've played the most of is Warhammer 40k. I've dabbled a little bit in Marvel Crisis Protocol. I've played a few amounts of Star Wars Legion. I've gotten a couple of games in of Shatterpoint, and I actually might be playing that again tomorrow, which I'm really looking forward to. I need to finish painting my army, but it's fine. I can still play with them even if they're not painted. But in regards to war games, I think those are probably up there. Sergey, these are, they are BattleTech robots, technically. But yes, they are mech robots in some capacity. Comstar, is that what it was? It's out now. Oh, I didn't realize it was out already. I thought it was coming out in September. For some reason, I thought it was later. Mech Warriors 5. Yeah, I've played one of the, but it's not Mech Warrior specifically that I was doing. Like, what is it? Hold on, let me look and see what it's called, because I feel like I'm calling it something differently, and I don't actually know now. Like, I'm now slightly paranoid that it's not actually tied to BattleTech, but I thought it was. Pods at Gen Con. Because I remember, like, are they gone? Did they remove them? Did they remove the BattleTech pods? No. No. What? No. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. I don't know if the BattleTech pods go to Gen Con anymore. But these are what they were. Hold on. Look at them. Hold on. Look. Is that... That's what they were. So they were these big pods that you go into. They were so cool. And inside was like a full-on, like, panel that you would then control. And, like, you get to, like, run around as a giant mech in this pod, and it was so awesome. And I'm so sad that they don't seem like they might be going to Gen Con anymore. You can only play them in Dallas, Texas now? Why? Are they just so old that they can't travel with them anymore? Is that what happened? Because I know that they were like I know that there was like one group that was maintaining them because they were running on like DOS or something still. Battletech was tabletop and MechWarrior was the digital. Okay, okay. That makes sense. Like, I thought they had been tied together, but I wasn't 100% sure, and I didn't want to be wrong. Well, thank you. They were so cool. We played in those so many times. Like, half of what we did at Gen Con sometimes, when we weren't just playing, like, board games or wandering around the dealer's room, was just at those pods. Getting back into line and, like, me practicing getting good, because I sucked so bad, but they were so cool. I have pictures of, like, the interiors and stuff from when I went to Gen Con and they were still there. So, like, I have those memories. Makes me so disappointed that they're no longer doing them, though. Oh, that sounds so cool. Were the Virtua World pods similar to those that, like, the Battletech pods that I just showed? They have a Steel Battalion pod in a video game museum in Oakland? Where is the video game museum in Oakland? I don't remember there being a... Where? What? I have to look that up. I used to live near there and, like, I don't remember this. I have never seen the cartoon for it. No, Sergey. That sounds really cool. There should be more mech board games out there. Or not board games. I mean, there could be more mech board games, but there should be more mech, like, anime and, like, cartoons out there, in my opinion. Just give me all of the giant robots. Okay, they are the one in the same Okami. Cool. That is so awesome. H7. H7's what I'm looking for. I never clipped that one out. I got 6, but not 7. And I remember seeing 7. There it is. Alright, there we go. Is that the last of what we need to put on him? Yes. And then he'll need... I'm going to assume this is the 40mm base. Hold on. Let me check the stupid guide in the front because they don't write it down. Not that it's possible, like, not that it's to scale. Why would it be to scale? Rage. Rage. I think this is 40mm. Because this is 28. This is our... Nope. This is our 25. 25, 28. Where is my in-between? Where is my 32? Do I not have any 32s? Nope. Nope. Am I... I don't think there are 32mm bases in this set. Why on earth would you give me a guide for it if you're not going to use it? What is the fucking point? Is there, like, am I... Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think I may have just dropped my 40 onto the floor. Okay. They're not crazy. I'm crazy. It's definitely not a 90. I don't think it's a 50. Oh my god, I wish they would just print the fucking numbers on these bases. It drives me so insane. I think this is 40, right? Like, this is the 40 mil. Because this is my 25. This is my 25. This is my 28. Is this a 32 or a 40? What are you even on? Do any of you even need a 40? Let's find out. Let's look and see. So you're on a 90. You're on a 40. So do we have any 32s? Does this set use 32 millimeter? No. It appears to only use 28s, 25s, 40s, 90s. Why would you print 32 on there if you're not even going to use it? Okay, I think this is what I need then. Because it says it go. He's on such a big base. Such a big base. They are messing with me. Like, Games Workshop does this. Wait, no, that can't be. No, it has to go on this one because of the fucking pegs. Wait, so what size is this then? What? Bonkers. Like, is this a 50 then? Is this a 50 and this is a 40? I don't know anymore. Hold on, let me pull the rest of the bases out and see if we can figure this out. Alright, so I've got another one of those. And then here's my big boy. How many of these 40 mils do I need? Games Workshop, why are you like this? These have to be 50 mils. Because you go on this one. Like, this boy... Okay. He goes on that size. That feels appropriate. So then... You also... So my big brain boy also goes on a 50 mil. They went on their 25 mils. That makes sense. I've got them on that. So you, this big guy here, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. So this guy goes on my 90. He's my 90. Okay. These have to be 40s then. Okay, so it's this size that he's going on to. I'm sorry that took me a while to fucking suss out, but I just use your handy tape measure. I don't have my tape measure down here. Also, I don't know if, is it actually, are they actually the, is that the distance? Is that what actually determines the scale? Because I don't think I've paid attention to that enough. Why are you not going in place? Get in there. Little guy. Okay, well, that's fine then. That was really, like, I wish they made it a little bit more obvious. 3 for the Leapers and 5 for the Barbagons. Okay. I don't have my tape measure on me. I'm sorry that I was ignoring you guys for a moment while I was sussing that out. I was just very irritated and I needed to look at them visually to figure it out. Please get off of this base. I know I shoved you in there, but I don't actually want you on the base yet, please. Friend, thank you. Because I need to stick your other arms in. Alright. Thank you for helping me suss that out, though. So this first one has this arm on this side. A little bit of sprue I didn't clean up. Let me fix that real quick. We'll then add a little bit of glue to this side to give ourselves a stronger bond. Maybe if I actually got some glue on those bristles. I really need to go back to my hobby shop and get some more of this glue. While I absolutely can just order it online and stuff, I like to physically leave with it. Also, I want an excuse to go back. Not that I really need an excuse to go back. I can just, you know, drive myself there. I am an adult. However, justification. I like having justification, especially when it comes to these kinds of products, because I'm like, well, I need this. It's something I use for all of my hobbies. Therefore, I can absolutely go and pick some up and then convince myself to buy something else while I'm there. Not exactly. There's a little bit of a pattern, and you can kind of tell by the spacing on the holes in the bases, which is what eventually, helped me figure out that this is the correct size for him. But it really bothers me. They put all of this text on the bottom of these bases. Like, I don't know if you guys can see it. I've shown it before. Like, you see how there's a bunch of text on the bottom there? If they could just put 40 millimeter, that would be just so good. It would just save me so much frustration and time. So much frustration and time. But they never will. They never will, because that would be convenient to me as the player, and it's Games Workshop, and why would they do that? Nice! I hope you have fun at your game shop. Oop. Careful of the claws. There we go. Yeah, these guys are going to be a little bit of a pain to paint up, but I think it'll be fun. They're just very dense. They're very dense models. Alright, he can now officially be on this. Wonderful. Oh, they're so good. Rawr. It does not want to focus. It's like you're very zoomed out and we can see other things. He's very angry. I apparently did not clean up that sprue bit. Hold on. Whoops. There we go. There we go. I have never tried Infinity. Although, funnily enough, Corvus Bellius, is that how their company is pronounced? The company that makes Infinity has actually recently reached out to me, and I need to respond to them still. But, it might be something I try to do something with them. That'd be cool. I've never tried the Star Wars Squadron game. I've tried Legion and Shatterpoint. But those are the only Star Wars games. I've tried also X-Wing, and I think I've played, like, randomly one game of Armada. But those are the only Star Wars games that I've... Oh, and, I'm sorry. Also Imperial Assault. I've also played an entire campaign of Imperial Assault. I have our next campaign, which I'm very excited for, because we actually got the kit for doing the Rebels storyline, which is great because it means we're going to have Sabine and basically all those characters. All the characters from Rebels, we're going to have them. Why is none of my cameras focusing right now? There we go. I don't know why I was doing that. Sorry. Ronald, I understand. Oh, you know what? It might be that I'm hangry. I could be a little hangry. I have been thinking about the queso that I'm going to be eating after the stream, and I'm very excited for it. Oh, got it. I understand. Okay, that's a good thing to call out, Partworks. Thank you for letting me know that the leader's on a 28 and the rest of them are on 25s. Yeah, they've really... I feel like the scale has really changed for the base sizes and everything. Oh, the Tyranids could be hangry. You know what? That's also true. They might also be hangry. William, what do you think of Shatterpoint? Have you gotten a chance to open it up and, like, take a look at it today already? Or is it still, like, in box? Have you not opened it yet? I have played at least one game. I think I'm going to play my second game tomorrow, potentially. And I've been really enjoying it. I definitely think... Like, I like it. I don't know how long-term I'll be invested into it. But as of right now, I'm very much enjoying it. And I love what they're coming out with in regards to their new expansion packs going forward. So I'm at least going to be invested for a little while because I want those minis. I never played, I haven't tried the second edition of X-Wing. I only played one game of the first version and I liked it, but I am not, I think, a ship battler person specifically. Like, I just didn't I never got super invested, but at the time, honestly, when I tried it, I also was not nearly invested in Star Wars as a whole. So I imagine that I might enjoy it a lot more modernly if I were to give it a try than I did back then. Just give the Nids a Snickers if they're hungry. I mean, you know, they probably would take that. They probably would take that. Imagine then if they mutated to have caramely goodness inside. And then you could just, and then the Space Marines could, like, don't the Space Marines have a thing where they can, like, also consume something and kind of, like, no, what is it? They have something weird. It's like one of their organs does something weird, and I feel like Games Workshop never talks about it. And it's similar to, like, biomass consumption, but not exactly. Maybe I'm misremembering. Ooh, you're gonna be playing World of Tanks tomorrow? That's awesome. I have the starter box for that, and I played it. I've not played it. I've unboxed it. That's what I did with it. I bought it. I unboxed it on the channel. Actually, it's one of my earliest unboxing videos. It's probably garbage. Because it was like 2 years ago or something. And I really liked the little tanks in there though. I am very lucky in that I have somebody who will play a lot of different games with me. It is very, very nice. They take the memories from eating flesh. That's what it was. Thank you, the parts work. I knew they did something when it came to, like, flesh consumption, and they just don't talk about it very often. That's what it is. Alright, he's done. I don't know why I'm still holding him. Apparently he's precious to me. Let's get the next one started. Yeah, because we got, like, a half an hour or so left. H10, 11, and 12. Kevin Strickland, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Welcome. Hope you have a good time here. I have no idea, by the way, if the people who are subscribing and if any of the people who have subscribed during the stream are actually in the stream, do let me know. Because just give me a short hi in chat and say, hey, I just recently subscribed and you said hello to me. Because I have no idea if those subscriptions are people who are actively watching or if they're just someone who has come to my channel and hit the subscribe button. I don't know. I don't know how it works. There's 12. Oh, that might be it. Tentacles. His little tentacly mouth. He just wants to give you lots of little licks. Lots of little kisses. There is number 11. Before they consume you and turn you into biomass. And 10. There we go. Snip there, and final snip. Nope. I always forget the tail. I don't know why I always forget the tail, but I always forget to clip the tail. Hello, Sergey. I completely understand that problem, Chipster. That's the only reason I am not currently playing in the old Blood Bowl League that I was part of, because I did one season and I really enjoyed it. It was hosted by a great group of people at Games of Berkeley, and apparently last season they had 22 players, which is just mind-boggling to me, and I'm so sad I didn't get to participate. But unfortunately, because of, like, timing and everything, like, I have a fair amount of flexibility, but it tends to all be during the weekdays, where if most people have, you know, standard jobs that are 9 to 5 weekdays, they can't really meet up to play with me, and so it just was really inconvenient, unfortunately, and I just never felt like I could actually make it to games and participate in the league, and I'm so bummed because it sounds like it was so much fun, and they had such a big group. It sounds so cool. But yeah, I completely understand the problem of not being able to, like, get your schedule to align with the people that you're trying to game with. It doesn't help that they're like 40... Like, they're over an hour away from me, actually, now that I think about it. So it's such a pain in the ass for me to get down there, like, on a consistent basis. Ah, it makes me so mad. I want to run my necromantic horrors. I love those boys. And I was finally, like, starting to get a hang of the rules and everything. It was so fun. How many people play Blood Bowl in the chat? Yeah, I completely get that, Chipster. Just so difficult to sometimes align your, you know, your off time with other people who also are going to have off time and the will and desire to play with you at the same time, you know? Oh, parts work, that's great. I hope that you manage to maintain that and you can keep going on Mondays. Like, it's so hard for me personally. Like, I struggle so badly with just making it out to events because it just ends up being, like... I end up having either something come up, or they just happen to be on days where I'm like, nope, that is a streaming day, or no, that is a filming day, and I just can't do it. There we go. Oh, Kami, it's because it's the best team. They are the best. They're spooky and lovely. Although I do really want to try a Skaven team, I will admit. I do love me the Rat Boys. They're so good, and their little tails are so cute, and they hold the ball in them. I love it. I love it. I also think orcs would be fun, though. To be fair, I would just... A part of me, like, deep down, wants to just collect every single Blood Bowl team. I just think they're all rad. But I agree, like, Necromantic Horrors were the one that I went with first because I was like, I love me my spooky boys, and I based my entire team off of the Dark Order. It was great. Dwarves sound really cool, too! My friend was playing dwarves, and I love the way that she painted them up. Like, she gave them the coolest looking mohawks. Ed, welcome to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. I hope you have a wonderful time here. I remember, like, her dwarves were really cool. Did you do classic Slayer look for them, or did you go, like, other colors? Because she went with other colors. Let's see. Where does this connect? Up at the top. Okay. Get some glue here. Some glue in there. And I'm actually going to put a little bit of glue on this side too. This is one of those seams that I really want to fit together well and not have any gaps. And this will help. Oh, my cats have realized that I have my door closed and they're now screaming at me from the other room. That is... Holy shit, that is a giant piece of sprue. Hold on. Well, I just did not clean that up at all. Ow. Uncouth. Get in there. Squish. It just made a noise. It always tickles me when it does that. It's so gross. There we go. Clean up that little bit of sprue black there. Excellent. Let's smooth it down. I made a little bit of a mess. And good. And wonderful. Alright, that's looking fantastic. Well, if you're gonna play the digital version, I would maybe consider looking into getting Blood Bowl 2, not 3. If you're getting the tabletop version, then just go with whatever the most recent one is, Havman. Because that is a perfectly lovely addition to the game. But I know that the digital version that released recently has not been super received well. They've done some unfortunate things with like microtransactions. It's not quite the same. And I think a lot of the fans of the digital version are still enjoying the second one more than the third. William, that is impressive to me. I have had Skyrim since it came out originally. I have the Anduin statue for the collector's edition when it first released, sitting on my shelf. Like, I can see him. He's chasing Luffy right now. That is impressive. I cannot wait to hear what you think of it. It's a Bethesda game. It is a good Bethesda game, too. They just released it so many times that is genuinely shocking to me. That you've only now got it and are trying it. That's so crazy. Dude, amazing. This is sandpaper. A very worn piece of it that I probably should replace soon. This is let me see if I have the full sheet. I'll grab it so you can see what it is. So they have a variety of them, but what they are is the Tamiya sanding sponge sheets. So I cut it down into a smaller piece, and this is not the grain that I'm using. I think this is a 200 or something, but they have them in different grains, and they work really, really well. I highly encourage them. Burgles, I'm glad you think that you always win. If you don't stop spamming stuff, I am going to time you out. So please don't spam. Alright, well, since you are going to continue to spam, I am going to time you out. You can never wrap your head around the combat of Skyrim, Stuart. What specifically about it confused you the most? I felt like it was a pretty... Alright, there you go. Hopefully that should refresh, and our spammer is gone. Also, hello, all 30 of you who are watching me right now. That is awesome to me. Patchworks, or Partworks, that is awesome. I keep reading your name as Patchworks because there is a game called Patchworks, and I really like it. And so every time I see, gosh dang it, I thought I spammed you, or I thought I got rid of you. Hide user from channel. Please stop spamming. Alright, there you go. You're gone now. Stop spamming. Hopefully they are gone. Wait. Alright, I have now hidden that one too. Alright, hopefully they are now actually gone. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, God damn it. What the fuck? Yeah, no, I've been hiding all of them. Alright, I think now I've maybe fixed it. Okay, that one's hidden. Wow, they just keep making them, don't they? All right, I've now hid that one. All right, I don't know if there's anything more that I can do to that, but hopefully I will just keep catching them. I'll just keep the stream open and don't know why they decided to come in and try to spam us, but you know what? If they just want to keep wasting their time making new accounts and being blocked, then you know what? That's on them. They can do that. There we go. All right. Hopefully. Yeah, I know. It's somebody being an asshole. Well, it's fine. We're going to be ending the stream soonish anyways. We're going to get this one leaper done, and then we'll probably call it. Jesus Christ, dude. Fuck off, please. Like, I don't know what your problem is, but just... It kind of has. All right. I think that is taking care of it. For now, at least. They are. Don't engage with them, okay? Just ignore them and don't engage. I will just keep deleting. Yep, there we go. There you go. You're gone. You can just stop. Also, thank you for subscribing, Dan Hansen. I definitely read your name if you were in stream watching. I definitely read your name at first as Dan Housen and was like, "What? What?" All right, let me zoom out a little bit. And we'll keep working on our Drazgul, thank you for stopping by. Have a good rest of your evening. I hope you get a wonderful night's rest. Let's see. Do I need 16 and 15? Those are what I'm actually trying to go for. There we go. And 16 is because I think I just clicked out 15. No, I need to clip out 15. I just clicked out 16. Click is not what I'm doing though. I am in fact clipping them. I wish words would be easier sometimes. Thank you, William. Thank you. I think they're coming out pretty well as well. I am very much enjoying these Tyranids. Well, good morning, Michael. What time is it for you there? Did it just like hit over to 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. for you? Bam. Got those cut out. Perfect. Oh, they are looking good even when they put the sprue on the claw. I will clean it and make it look nice. There are a lot of Michaels here. There are indeed. But you know what? At least the Michaels aren't being jerks and spamming random things saying that they're like, the best or whatever. It's fine though. It is fine and we are all good now. And thank you guys for being generally a very amazing stream. It's 6:15 p.m. My gosh, very late in the afternoon. Well, I guess late in the afternoon. Early evening though for you. Oh no, well I'm sorry that it's not arriving for you today. I hope it arrives for you tomorrow, Chipster. I really hope that you get to start working on your stuff tomorrow. Are you more looking forward to, I can't remember if we've talked about it before, are you more looking forward to building up your Nids or building up the Space Marines? Or are you just kind of equally excited for both? I just realized I really rapidly skipped way far ahead in that. Let me just clip out the actual things. I mean, spam musubi is pretty damn good, so if you turn it into musubi, that sounds good to me. It probably was. It could also just be a troll. Someone trying to harass, content creator. It would not put it past them. I am clipping out the wrong thing. I need 17 and 13. 17 and 13. There's 17. That's true. I think I'm going to go with the stock builds at first, but if I get a second set of Leapers, because I assume it's going to be the same sprue, just not in the Leviathan box, then I might do that, actually. Because I haven't really experimented with, how much you can do with swapping them around. I wonder if, the sprues are going to end up being push fit still. Oh, okay, you're gonna go, that's right, you're splitting it with somebody, that's right. Oh, so you're actually not going half and half entirely on Nid and Space Marine, you guys are each getting little pieces of it. That's cool. That's actually like a really fun way to do it. Especially if you have both armies and you're wanting to specifically fill out with certain things, Like, that's really cool. It's a good idea. 13. There we go. Here it is. Got that. There we go. I'm pretty interested in getting myself some new Blood Bowl teams, honestly. Like, I really want, so I actually have several Blood Bowl teams. I do have a Skaven army. I need to finish painting it. I have my Necromantic Horrors. We technically have a full, army of, or team of, the other undead group. Because we have those as well. I have the full, because I bought the 3rd edition starter box. I think it was the 3rd edition. What edition of Blood Bowl are we on now? Regardless, whatever the newest edition is with the new human and orc team, I have that too, but I also have a full human and orc team from the Blitz Bowl sets that you can get from Target, and I bought 2 of those, so I have that full team as well. I have a lot of teams. Really, if I was going to start a new team that was like from scratch I don't have before, it would either end up being... I think I'd do Beastmen. I think that could be kind of fun. Or Elves. I don't have any elf teams. Ooh. Dark Angels and Tau and then Grey Knights and Sisters of Battle. That sounds fun. Yeah, we all end up having our pile of shame. Don't worry about having a pile of shame. It's a pile of opportunity. You know what? It doesn't even have to be a pile of opportunity. It is just your collection. If it makes you happy and you like having that kind of stuff, then by all means, feel free to buy to your heart's content. It really bothers me when people shame people in an actual sort of way, like in the not joking and haha, we all have piles of shame, but like, legitimately shame people for like, oh, I could never do that. I could never have piles and piles of boxes. I'm like, well, okay, that's your choice. You don't have to be mad at somebody else for doing it. Like, get over yourself. Because I see some people out there who are really like that. It also bothers me when people really get on the like hostile about the AOS versus like Warhammer 40k debate of like which one's better. They're both good. They both have their own merits and they're both different games. So you can't compare them one to one specifically, despite them even being from the same company. And it's okay if somebody likes Age of Sigmar more than they like Warhammer 40k or vice versa. Like, could we not be mad about it? Could we maybe just be chill with it? It's fine. Oh, Stuart, I'm so sorry. Well, I'm sure that if you really, like, you could just, if you do buy some models, like any, you could just not paint them and then you could start one and it could be just a very small pile of shame. But you know what? It's okay. That means that you're spending your money on other more important things and not frivolous things like plastic. Your pile of unpainted Lord of the Rings miniatures is huge, Chipster. I can believe that. I can 100% believe that. Yeah, see, I mean, that's the thing. You can prefer AOS, you can prefer Warhammer 40k. It really doesn't matter as long as you're having fun with it and you're just not putting other people down and being hostile towards others for liking the different one. I think playing AOS is wonderful. I've not tried it much myself. I love the models though, and I'll continue buying them and supporting it, and like, so good. I've heard lots of really positive things about the game itself, and I'm kind of getting the impression that at least 10th edition is a bit more similar. So maybe this new edition of 40k will encourage me to actually try Age of Sigmar. My biggest holdback when it comes to Age of Sigmar is just that I don't feel like the lore is as obvious or like interesting. And maybe that's just because of GW's presentation of it, but I really have not felt a need to be invested in the lore of Age of Sigmar. The separation of the realms being in these different like planar fields makes it feel very, all of the conflict weirdly to me because of that element, and maybe this is just me not reading into it enough or seeing enough of it, but it really feels unnecessary because they all have their own planes of existence. So why are they warring? Does that make sense? Like, that's my biggest problem with it. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. Also, Felipe TF, thank you for subscribing. Hope you enjoy your time on the channel. Blitz Bowl is a really good game. Like, it's just a smaller version of Blood Bowl. AOS wins at the moment for squigs alone. You know what? That's fair, Red Panda. They do have some amazing squigs. I've heard mixed things about Shadowrun. I know that, like, the newest edition really... I knew some people who loved the OG Shadowrun. And so when the new edition came out and those people had read the book and everything and read the rules, they were like, it just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel the same. It's just not my Shadowrun, man. And I get that. I completely understand. Let's get this arm in. I want to get this last leaper done before we call it for the day. Before I go to Chili's and get my queso. All right, there's that arm. That is in there securely. We need to now take 18 and 14. Is here? No. Yes. No, it's this one. 14 is not an arm, it's a leg. It is a hooved leg. My Facebook link isn't working, like in the description. I will check that. Thank you for letting me know, Michael. There's entirely a chance that it's broken. I do just copy and paste it over and over and over again. Well, if you like giant robots, then you might enjoy Battletech. It is a very different game from what I remember of the rules, because I haven't played Battletech outside of like once. And I think that was an older edition, so I don't even know if the rules are one. Ooh! Sorry, I was leaning too close to my camera and I freaked myself out because I accidentally bumped it, and it's been a while since I've done that. Apologies. I wish the Leviathan box came with terrain in it too, but it would be so much more expensive if they did that. Yep, I have, Hobby Night has a Facebook page, a YouTube page, obviously, because you're on that right now, an Instagram page, a Twitter account, and then I also have, for those of you that like slightly spicier content, I also have several other pages that are dedicated to some After Dark work. And if you want that, I do not have Snapchat, and I will never get Snapchat. That one is one I am not interested in. But no, I do not have a Snapchat. But Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and then some After Dark content, which you can find in my link tree. And that is all you're going to get to me to say about it, because this is YouTube. And the minute you start talking about those things, there is the risk of them being like, what are you saying? What are you trying to advertise? And I'm like, well, I'm not going to tell you explicitly, YouTube. I don't want you to kick me off the platform. And I keep bumping my camera suddenly. I don't know what happened. It happened. Jared, yes. 2 different ones. And you can find links in the link tree. If you just, I think you should just be able to, in Facebook, type Hobby Night, and it should come up. There should be a link in the description. If it's not working, check my bio on YouTube, and or you can find links to it via Instagram. But basically, all of my social media links should be in my link tree. Excellent. Well, thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. All right, so there's that one. Let's get our other bit clipped out, because I think I clipped out the leg and then proceeded to not clip out 18. It's fine. It's fine. Where is 18? Where is numero 18? There it is. Boom. I would love them to make some actual Tyranid terrain. Oh my gosh. I know they've made like a few things in the past, but I would love more. I would love more of any kind of Xeno terrain, to be fair. I would also love more Chaos terrain. I am just tired of the excessive, as cool as they are. Like, I'm not trying to deny that the Imperial terrain that Games Workshop has inundated us with isn't rad looking. It is. But I want something different. I want something alien. I want something chaos. Please give me a Slaaneshian statue. That would be cool. Like, I just want a Slaaneshian statue that is mildly explicit. Like, it doesn't even have to have anything super explicit, but like, come on, tease us a little bit. That's all I want. That's all I want, Games Workshop. I just want you to tease me with some beautiful chaos terrain. Go. I like this one because his arms look like they're going to be easier to paint. All right, and now we've got his big arms to go on. Probably maybe should have done a dry fit before getting the glue into this hole, but you know what? That's fine. This is definitely the one that needs to go into the side. Let's see how it fits. There we go. His arm is up. He's saying, yo, hello, I am here to stab you in your face. I'm going to eat you. I would love, yeah, Red Panda, I completely am up there with you. Ah, interesting. I will double check that and see why it's doing that. Thank you for letting me know, Red Panda. Chipster, that's awesome! Congratulations, I'm really glad to hear that. Who is the best Slaanesh faction to play? Patrick? Well, I don't quite understand what you mean. Do you mean, like, would you rather play, like, are you asking should you play Slaanesh demons, or are you asking if you should play, like, Emperor's Children, like, what the difference between those would be? Because honestly, I don't know, and Emperor's Children doesn't currently have books or, like, explicit rules as far as I know. Like, they may have, like, some small things, but they haven't gotten any love or attention in ages, which is a real gosh darn shame. So I would say really whichever one you prefer. Just go with whatever Slaaneshian element draws you in most. I would love a shantytown for orcs. Spawning pools for Nids would be cool. That would be very, very cool. I would like some, like, things that kind of look drop pod-esque for Tyranids that ended up, like, I don't know if this is within their lore or anything. I feel like it might be, but I don't know explicitly. But I feel like having something that would, like, come down as a drop pod and, like, infest the planet a little bit would be a neat thing to go along with the pools, like little pods or something. That would be really cool. Lots of tentacles. I want them. There is, you're right, Ronald, there is that Kill Team set that did come with some orc shanty terrain, and I do have that, but I want them to expand on that. I want them to build more of that. I want a fortress. I want an orc shanty fortress, okay? Like, I want it to be full-blown, and I want there to also be, like, scatter terrain that, additional scatter terrain that makes it look like there are just heaps of, like, honestly, Imperial mechs. Like, I want dreadnought carcasses and, like, heaps of just, like, all sorts of ridiculous things in these, like, junk piles. Which they've done a little bit of. You're absolutely right with that Kill Team terrain. Yeah, I would say, like, Emperor's Children would be really cool. Like I said, they haven't had too much of a update recently. There is hopes that they'll get something in 10th edition, but who knows. But yeah, Emperor's Children are really, really rad. Sigvold, sorry, not Sigvold, he's from Fantasy. Why am I blanking on the Primarch of fucking Emperor's Children? I am so sorry, Fulgrim. That is his name. Fulgrim is awesome, and I want a new Fulgrim model. I really, really want a new Fulgrim model. I want him to have a snake ass so badly. I want, like, Marathi, but, like, Fulgrim. I want it to be a naked man chest and him to be beautiful. How does this one go? There we go. Wonderful. Oh, look at our little boy. He is so happy to be here. He needs to go on this base. Bam. Wha-bam. It's really funny because he's basically the same size as the Leapers, minus the wings. Like, oh, he's not on screen. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I hadn't realized that wasn't on screen. Oh my god, I'm sorry. He's basically the same size, minus the wings, as the Von Leapers. I guess he's just an advanced Von Leaper, isn't he? A little bit, yeah. Okay, well, not as many things as I initially had wanted to get done today, but we are officially at 4:30, and I am getting hungry, and I want to head out to Chili's to get myself some din din. So, thank you guys for joining me today. I really appreciate the number of you that just hung out with me the entire time. You guys have been very active in chat, and I am, as always, very appreciative of that. It really makes this, like, very fun for me to do, so thank you very, very much. All right, I am going to head out. To anybody that is watching this later on YouTube, if you're watching it on video on demand, thank you for doing so. Do let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed this, if you want to see more, and do make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications so that you don't miss stuff in the future. In the meantime, if you do want to find any of my other socials to follow me elsewhere, you can find those in my link tree down below. There is some After Dark content, so if you're into that kind of thing, if you want things to get a little spicy and steamy, feel free to check those out. We do have a short period of time for my VIP members to still get the elf set before we switch over to something new. So I'll leave that as a little bit of enticing, like, what is she talking about, for you guys to go and then explore on your leisure, if you are 18 plus, of course. And in the meantime, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, that you have an absolutely lovely hobby night. Hopefully, working on your own set of Leviathan or possibly Battletech or whatever else you may be playing. I hope you enjoy working on your projects. I have been Angela. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.